Son of a bitch, I'm sorry. Fuck.
Threadline.
Thank
the red
you,
light means
Roxy.
mute, right?
No, for some reason, I don't know what the deal is with this microphone, but you'll hit it, and then it doesn't actually engage. Like, sometimes you have to
interesting.
multiple times hit it. Dang it. Sorry. Well, anyway, let's reintroduce my
And
friend,
we're back.
Cody. Fuck.
Hi, I'm Cody. I'm crashing the cast. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm really excited to have you here as part of this ridiculous, weird new segment.
Thank you.
Mondays are so much fun because it's just like us hanging out with all of you guys in chat, talking a whole bunch of shit, telling really weird stories, and it's awesome because Cody has no idea the shit that we're going to talk about tonight.
I'm completely in the dark.
He's blind. So it's going to be fun. But you're going to fit right in with our sarcastic commentary that is pretty much our favorite. So it's going to be fucking great. So I would like to welcome all of my lovely friends into the chat right now. I'm glad you guys are here. We've got Crystal and Roxy and Steve Scott. And this is going to be great. Last week we talked about Cody. Did we?
Did you?
Don't remember. I can't recall if I did, but you never fucking know. Stranger things have happened. I bring up people all the time.
It's a mystery.
Interesting. Do you remember, Steve, what we talked about? Because I fucking don't. But it's possible.
Does anyone remember me from last week?
I know,
'Cause
right?
I may have been here.
We're doing time travel episode, and we have time travel from last week to this week, apparently.
Last week, when we do this next week, I'll be here.
Yes, totally. But you have to tune in last week to get next week's,
and then,
because of the time-space continuum and all of that stuff.
So set your Googles to forward time to back time.
Yes.
So it lines out.
This totally reminds me of a Mr. Show skit.
Oh, really?
Are you a Mr. Show fan?
I've never
Oh
seen
my
it.
God, it's so fucking great with Bob Odenkirk and David Cross.
What?
Sketch comedy from the 90s into the early 2000s. You've never seen it? We're watching it later.
You had me at Bob Odenkirk.
This is like one of my favorite things ever, and it's the most quoted thing in this household is Mr. Show. And there's an episode where they were filming this TV thing, but it airs the next week, and then people are calling in to ask questions, and he's like, no, last week we talked about dogs. This week we're talking about the elderly. Stop calling me about dogs, but we're talking about the... And it was like a whole long thing, and it totally made me think of that. Oh, man, we're going to have a Mr. Show marathon. It's going to be great.
That sounds amazing.
Yes.
I would like that very much.
Oh man, it's so good. Especially since you've never seen it before. That's going to be like new magical things to you. Because like, I love things that are new to me, even though it's not new. And I'm like, it's new to me. I love it.
Oh my
So
God.
I will give this gift.
I love that feeling when you show someone something that you've watched a million times and you get to like sit across the room waiting for them to laugh. It's like,
Yes.
I know we're friends
Yes.
because you're going to laugh
Yes.
right now.
And you're like, oh my God, you have to see it. Actually, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, that fucking show, if you haven't seen that, you guys are going to have to check it out. When Roxy and Chris were visiting, they hadn't seen it. And I was like, listen, I know we're like hanging out and I know we're not just going to sit here and watch TV, but you have to check it out. Yeah, so for sure that was pretty fun too, and I love showing people shit. It's fun. It's fucking awesome. I dig it. So what do we got going on here?
Wait,
Okay.
Roxy, where are you? That's
Roxy,
so cold.
In other news, if anyone has ruby slippers, I may need them. 47 degrees. Oh my God, and 65 mile per hour guys.
You are not in Florida.
She's in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa, it's 47 degrees in Vegas right now, dude. That's weird. We were out there a couple months ago to go visit those guys, and it was like 107 at one point. And most of the days it was weird. I brought the coolness with, which was the best because I was really stressed out about going there, and it was going to be way too hot. And we got there, and it was in the 90s most of the days. And then the last day before we left, it was like 106 or 107. And I was like, okay,
I'm ready to go.
I'm glad I'm leaving. And then the next day it was like 112, and I'm like,
It's those days when it's a dry heat, and you just hold all your body parts apart.
Yeah.
And you're just like, it's a dry heat. I will dry out one day.
Yeah, I love when people say, it's a dry heat, it's totally fine. It's like, but I feel like I'm being roasted alive. Like I feel like I'm in an oven. Which I have a line with heat. I have a line where just like once you reach that line, I'm like, very miserable.
Mine's the
I'm
clothing
complaining.
lines. Like, as the heat goes up, so do my pants. And eventually they, like, you hit 90 or 100 degrees, you're getting short shorts. And
Yeah.
no one wants that.
Oh, yeah. You got some booty shorts?
I got a couple booty shorts.
Just so everybody knows, Cody's lovely wife and my very dear friend, Corey, is hanging out over here. So there might be peanut gallery popping up, and it's totally fine. Sometimes you can't hold back. So if it happens, if you hear a disembodied voice from off the screen, it is, in fact, our very dear friend, Corey. She will also
such
be...
good booty shorts. Keep it in.
See, sometimes you just gotta let it out. But she might pop in the chat later too. So if Corey pops in the chat, she is our couch peanut gallery resident and my very, very, very dear friend, my very talented, lovely friend.
Our dear couch nut.
Yes, a little couch nut. Yay! Well, cool. This is awesome. I'm glad that you are here with me right now. It's gonna be so fun.
I'm excited
And
to be here.
Dusty's hanging out upstairs doing his mod duty. He's also going to be working. He's working tonight, so he's kind of going to be in and out. So Roxy has the band hammer, so everybody fucking behave yourselves right now, because Roxy will just take you guys out. Just watch out. Also, hi Shannon. I see you in there. My little lovely Shannon. Yeah, working and lurking. Working and lurking. Yep, wild weasel. That's Corey right there.
Yes.
Love it. My little wild weasel. Okay, so. Oh, wait a sec, Whitney. All right, I'm so happy that you are here. That is awesome that you have joined us. It has been quite a while. We have missed you, and I am glad that you are here. That's awesome. All right, we got a fucking party going right now. We got a party.
This is going to be fun.
Got a fucking party. Cool. It is going to be so fun. Okay. So, let's see. Well, where does one begin with the weird news of the week? There's a lot of weird shit in here today. I will give you a little backstory since you haven't checked out the podcast before. There's a lot of different kind of like themes that we just end up covering, and one of them that we do every week is Guinness World Records.
Really?
Yes. And sometimes there's a couple world records. Sometimes there's 1,000. Last week, weirdly enough, there was like 1,000,000 world records. And sometimes there's like one. And then last week I was like, oh my God, we're still going like an hour and a half of world records. It's crazy.
And it's like new ones, or
Yes.
so
new
is
ones.
this like Corona just causing people to decide to start going towards them?
I
Like,
think
do
some
they-
of them. Some of them I think are. There's this one guy who we talk about every week. His name is David Rush, also known as Idaho Man. And he has done over 200 Guinness
Panhandles.
World Records. And they're like weird shit. Like standing on a yoga ball, slicing grapes with the samurai sword. Like the most grapes sliced on samurai sword while standing on yoga ball or whatever. Like he does some crazy shit.
I'm quitting work and going for that myself. That sounds magical. I
You
need to
could.
be able to do that.
But your work is so good, you build rocket ships, which is important. It's more important than slicing grapes, in my personal opinion. Can you do both?
I will never confirm or deny that it's more important to build rocket ships than cut grapes really well. while
But on
balancing
your
a
off
balance
time, if you're
ball.
like, I've been thinking so hard about rocket ships and like calculus and all of this physics and shit, I just want to slice some grapes.
I just need,
Slice them.
I need my grape time.
Yep. Because it's
just
like
me
meditative
and the
time.
blade
Just
and grapes.
exactly.
While you were all sitting at home, I was studying the grape blade.
Yes, I don't know. This guy's got way too much time on his hands because he does like some of the most bizarre things that I've ever seen, and then some of these, like, who even comes up with this stuff? Like people
Yes,
make
that's
up
good.
their own fucking categories. Like they make up their own things, which we're gonna talk about some of these tonight. We're like
Oh.
they literally made this up, but because they're the first person to do it, they hold the record on it, and it has to follow specific Guinness stipulations. And once it does, you're in there. So then it's up to anybody to try to like trump you on it if they want to. But some of it's like, no one's ever gonna do that again. You're on your own.
I mean, it sounds amazing. It sounds like you just need to find the weirdest combo
Yeah.
and go for it.
Yeah, and then like who's gonna even try to like beat you? Like you just hold that record for fucking ever. So, speaking of
was-
David Rush, his new thing that he did, we're gonna pull this up. We're gonna pull it up. Hold on.
Is there a video?
I think so. I save them all in here. Let's see. Where's he at? Oh, yeah, here we go.
I think Thaddeus Gunn has the newest one. Number of times I've given my cat a Zerbert on his belly.
Infinity. Hi, Thaddeus. I love you. That's so funny. Zerbert. That's really fucking funny. Okay, so let's see. Let's just see about this. So as we all know, David Rush, Idaho man, over 200 records. Last week, what the fuck did he do last week? Hold on, there was something. Hold on, I need a reference here. He caught things. Oh yeah, so last week David Rush's thing was he caught 35 grapes in his mouth while juggling in 1 minute.
Oh no, that's impossible.
In 1 minute, it's not. It's real.
I've seen people juggle 9 balls, and it's impossible. I still don't believe it.
Just
I've seen
in general,
it with
just
my eyes.
juggling?
Yeah, it's impossible.
I want to juggle so bad.
I can juggle 3
That's
things.
amazing.
And I can sort of I can throw things at people, and I call it passing, but usually it just turns into this disgusting mess, and me going, I don't know what's going on. Just stop.
Well, at least you can do 3. I can't yet. I'm gonna say yet because it is a goal of mine in my life to fucking juggle. And every time I've tried, I don't got it. But one day, it's going to stick. I just need to keep going. So I'm at least impressed that you can do 3. But
Start
like
with
9,
knives.
that's just crazy.
It's about the right motivation. Knives really make you try hard.
If you worry about dying, I think you're right. You'd have to do better.
I mean, if you're a nihilist, maybe start with silks because there's less risk.
Yes.
But
yes.
Knives drive the motivation so that you maintain a hands.
Yes, hands is the goal because if you fuck up and you lose your hands, then you're not juggling a goddamn thing ever again. So silks, I think, here is the good way to go about it. One day, maybe I will try that. Actually, maybe I just should try that. That's what they say, and I've never done it. I was like, no, I'm doing balls. I'm juggling these balls, and then I'm like, I'm dropping these balls. No, I'm gonna juggle. I'm dropping them, and then I'm like, fuck you, and I get all fucking pissed off, and I get stressed out.
Yeah.
I don't do good when it's like repetitive motions and I keep failing. I just get all like,
You've just described juggling.
But once you get in the zone, you know, like I spin poi. And with that, there's certain motions that like before you get it, it's just like, you don't got it. But as soon as you get that motion, you're like, oh, there it is. And then you have it forever. So I think it's going to be one of those things. Maybe later we can play around.
Click.
You can juggle and teach me how to juggle.
That'd be super fun, actually.
But can you imagine catching grapes in your mouth while juggling? Even 3 balls.
I can't imagine doing anything, but like I can stand on a rolobolo, which is a board on a little roller, and you balance back and forth.
Oh yeah.
And I can juggle while doing that, but it's because
that's amazing.
I'm tall enough that it takes so long to fall over that I have time to reach.
I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gone. And
I already did it.
Half a fucking second. Oh, hey, Dustin. I'm glad you were here. It has been so long since I have seen you in this chat. I am so happy to see you. D-Ware. That's awesome. Welcome back. And you did not get the introduction. This is my friend Cody.
Dustin, I also missed you with the bottom of my heart.
I know. Dustin.
I know I'm not entirely sure we've met in this life. But we've talked about ghosts before, and I will be haunting you.
Awesome. He's a big ass ghost. Yeah, like Corey just said, 6'5".
Yeah,
6'5", which is so funny watching the 2 of us stand up next to each other. I just want you to know that is funny, because I'm like up to your belly button. And of course, when I hug him, I'm like, I do the over hug, and I'm like, come down to my level, sir. That's how I assert dominance.
Me down.
Oh, just kidding. But anyway, speaking of this fucking crazy scenario, Dave Rush catches 58 marshmallows in his mouth in 1 minute. 58. So we're gonna give this a go. We're gonna see.
Oh shoot! Do we get to see it?
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Oh, it's from his view.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Those marshmallows are probably probably a little bit dirty at this point. They've been in your mouth. They reached in my mouth probably a couple times. That one was not a piece of cake, but the throwing job was harder than the catching job. And Mr. Hollywood Hannon here did an awesome job, and we broke it in less than 30 minutes on our not first try.
Not first try. Also the definition of juggling.
Okay. Previous recorded was 56. Okay, so you broke it by 2. Broke his own record.
All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1, go!
I like this like
Is he
GoPro
breathing
head
in
thing.
or breathing out? Because like I would be terrified
I think
of
he's
choking
spitting them
on
in the
one.
bucket.
Oh.
I think it's a like catch, spit, catch, spit.
Totally.
Yeah. Because you know you can't fit 58. I've played Chubby Bunny. Doesn't work.
Rule 34 is a thing. This is amazing.
I know, it's pretty good. And he's right. The throwing job is equally as important as the catching job, because if somebody's not on, you're in trouble.
Dustin wants to know if you get paid for World Record Conquest, and I also need to know, so we'll find out.
You get a fancy piece of paper that you then take into frame shot by frame.
Okay.
You get a fancy...
Nope. You don't get paid.
Dustin, this gets you a fancy piece of paper, and I recommend it.
And street cred.
And street cred. Someone starts something in a bar, and you're like, I caught so many marshmallows while juggling in my mouth.
Praise me.
58. 59 was in the air. Yeah, nice. Let's measure this.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dude was a Labrador.
Totally.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Amazing.
That's pretty impressive. But I feel like you're wasting all those marshmallows. You should just definitely make some Rice Krispie treats after that. I don't care
could
that you
be-
licked them all.
you
I
know,
would lick
what's
them all and do it anyway.
What's that beer where you chew on the corn and spit it out, and your enzymes and the yeast come together? It's in like Aztec or a South
I have
American
no idea,
one.
but that sounds amazing.
Dogfish Head made one, and it's
Really?
basically this if you were making beer.
That's interesting. Yeah, what do you think he did with the marshmallows? I really hope that he made Rice Krispie treats with them.
I'd want them boiled.
I hope so.
Like I'd want them to at least 350 for 10 minutes.
Boiled. It's
Yeah.
like soup. Marshmallow soup.
Do you not?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I gotta hand it to the guy. He always does that when he's done with the thing. Come on. Yeah, that's pretty fun. So yeah, the good old David Rush, the man of the hour, every fucking week pretty much.
The Sasquatch
He's
we
got a
deserve.
thing, and then sometimes that he doesn't have a thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
where's David Rush? What's he doing?
Practicing.
Maybe he's on vacation. He needs to do a thing. I actually messaged him about getting him
Where are you?
on. No, I didn't message him. I'll see where he was. That's funny, though. I messaged him saying if you want to be a guest on the show. And I was like, hey, the interviews normally are an average of about 3 hours or so, or more depending. And he wrote back, he's like, that's too long for me, but like, good luck or whatever. So I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I think maybe I'll be like, okay, so how much time can you give me? Because whatever you're willing to give me, I just want to talk to him about some of these things and where he's coming from. So all hope is not lost. I'm still working on it. I'm going to get Dave Rush on the show. Idaho man.
I think that you should.
I know,
That would
it'd
be
be so
amazing.
cool because he's done so much crazy shit. Okay, what do you say here? When I used to be a jail guard, inmates used to make Pruno, aka prison wine, by swishing orange drink in their mouth, spitting it into a condom, and letting it ferment.
Bubble, bubble, bubble.
Thaddeus, that is just hideous. Pruno.
Did they... Now, we can stop anytime, but I'm going to put this out here. Did they not brush their teeth for a while beforehand to get the extra yeast build up with the plaque and junk? Because it'll build up and it holds on to stuff.
That's a really
the
valid
Peruvian
point.
beer.
There might be more bacteria that you could have in your mouth that might be beneficial for that. That's
Or like sugary
actually,
things,
yeah.
like eat a candy bar like 3 hours before you start.
Oh, true.
'Cause
So
I
you got a
haven't
little bit of
made-
sugar.
I haven't made Pruno, but I've made beer a bunch. I made mead a lot, and those are really basic. But I have a packet that I don't put in my mouth first. Although one time my dog got into it, which was of the yeast.
No.
He got into it. It's like, okay, we're doing this, and I'm calling it Vincent Weiss because his name was Vincent.
I love it.
He was so,
That's really cool.
yeah, it
He's
worked.
got
It was a
little
great
dog slobber
beer.
in there. That's interesting. Cool. No, I never really thought about that, but that's very good points that like different things that you would eat or just like your chemistry anyway, like would affect the outcome of it.
Thaddeus seems to agree.
Wow.
Gypsy Danger does not.
Yeah.
Oh, Shannon.
Ooh, yeah, that's pretty yucky. But interesting, you know, shit, we learned something. This is what we do on Inspired by
Toothpaste
Mystery.
is scarce.
We're learning mysterious things. I did not know that people made jail liquor in a condom.
Oh, really?
Mysteries up. Did not know that.
I assume that was whatever whatever container you can find that you can like hide easily.
That's fair. Where are they getting condoms in prison though? Like, what's up with that? Why?
Oh, that's actually
Like, where are you gonna get that from? Just saying. I have questions. We have a lot of follow-up questions on this subject right now. But cool. We made it through that one. Oh yeah, that's true. She made a fucking quiche. Oh my god, that is so funny that her and Snoop Dogg are like BFFs right now. That shit is so fucking funny.
she has more prison time, so
She does, yeah. And he doesn't have any, apparently. They're not contraband. They get it from the visitors or whatever. Okay.
oh, cool, makes sense.
Okay. I wonder why the swishing, though. There's yeast spores in the air, so I tend to think the swishing would be unnecessary and possibly dangerous.
Yeast is in your mouth.
Yeah, we've got.
Yeah.
I have yeast in my mouth right now, just for this podcast.
Yeast mouth.
Yeah. Ah.
Shut up, yeast mouth.
If you're not gonna put Martha Stewart to work in the kitchen while you have her, what are you
Yeah,
even doing?
yeah. Like, seriously, like, let's see what you can do. Come on, Martha. Martha it up. I wish
that
there
was
was like
so
a
nicely
window into her
decorated.
world, you know? Like, I wish I could have seen what that was like, her being in there. I'm just curious.
When was that? Was that when the like early 2000s, like right when all the really kitschy naval stuff was out? So it was like poorly painted sailboat toys that you put on a shelf.
Okay.
So imagining like how it was decorated in there. Nice
Yeah.
drapes, certainly, I'm sure.
Yes. Pottery barn style stuff. I'm sure that was big stuff at the time.
Yeah.
Burlap, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe a little burlap
Maybe a-
type of
maybe a
thing. I
little
mean, what
burlap.
else? What are you gonna have in prison? You can't get like the fancy stuff. You got to make do. There's probably some burlap somewhere out there.
potato
Burlap
sacks.
bows or something.
Rework the potato sacks to match
Yeah.
the shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that working.
Yeah, she should have done a whole show in prison. I wish they let her do a fucking
That
show.
would worked.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely watch that.
Somebody make a show about Martha Stewart. Get her back in prison. Let's do the thing. Just for the show. Just for the show.
For legal purposes, this is actually happening.
She
That's
said she
legally
made a
actionable.
video talking about it. In the process, she
Oh.
used ketchup packets and had to hide it behind the microwave for a day or two. Oh
Huh.
my god. Fucking weird. For her quiche.
Yeah.
Ketchup
I can see
quiche.
ketchup packet. There was a time in my life when I put ketchup in eggs.
Yeah. I mean, when you have limited resources and you need some kind of flavors,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta use ketchup. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Very limited options. So, I don't know. Corey's mind is blown right now. You should just see Corey's face right now. It's my mind's
Salt
blown.
and pepper.
Yeah.
What if you don't have salt and pepper? What if the
So you have
ship?
ketchup and not salt and pepper?
What if the ship in the 1500s didn't make it back from India and they don't have salt and pepper or whatever, or the Caribbean, and all you have is ketchup? You work with ketchup.
You gotta make do. You gotta do the best you can. When you're in prison, you got limited resources. Oh, I think the ketchup was an ingredient in the fancier sauce. Okay,
Oh.
okay, all right. I can see ketchup base. Okay. Okay, shit. Okay. Well, anyway. So, speaking of world records, we have a fun one. This is so awesome, and you guys are going to love this, I think, because I love it. There was a giant vegetable showdown in the UK, and these farmers from all over the UK that have been trying to grow the biggest and best things ever all came and they do this contest. Have you guys seen the meme, the onion guy meme, where he's got like a giant onion bigger than his head?
No.
Okay. This meme, it's gone on for a while. They're like, the UK onion man or whatever. He participated and he won some records. And some other people won records too. So I'm going to pull up some of these photos, which are great. And then there's a little bit of a video, which I'll just play for a minute because it's a pretty long video.
Have you ever been in a vegetable?
In a vegetable.
I've been in
I'm
a
thinking
pumpkin.
about it.
So
What?
I got to ride a pumpkin.
Like in it?
I was a little kid. I was.
I'm like, you're 6
I
fucking
was
12.
only 6
What are you talking
feet
about?
when I was in like second grade and I was 6 feet tall. I got to ride in my uncle's pumpkin that he grew because he grew it for the state fair in Iowa. Yeah,
How big was it?
also made big. It was big enough for a second grader.
No
It was
shit.
what's that, like 3 feet tall? It may not have been 3 feet tall. I remember that it was like 10 feet tall, and I climbed inside. I had
Of course,
house,
perspective.
But
Yeah.
I was a second grader.
Fucking house.
I was a minimalist back then, and yeah, I got to ride it because they had it on a little cart, and we were bringing it to my classroom because in Iowa they were doing like a little making jack-o'-lanterns and things. It was Halloween, and so I just climbed into it because there was plenty of space. They had not
awesome.
cleaned it out, which they didn't tell me.
So you got some guts on you.
I was covered in pumpkin guts.
I
Just
wouldn't
like
mind at all.
climb halfway in to scoop it out when we got there.
That's so fun.
It was really fun.
Oh, I want to go inside.
Oh.
Pumpkin. That's a new life goal.
Shannon's right. I have been in a fruit. I have never been in a vegetable
It's a fucking fruit.
because it's on a vine.
But that's not what determines a fruit or a vegetable. A fruit is determined by after it is removed from the plant, it continues to ripen. Vegetables do not ripen once removed from the plant.
I thought it was the trees versus shrubs.
No, and then people talk about a seed rule. That's not it. That's
okay.
specifically like a fruit will continue to go through its
ripen.
process afterwards. Yeah, so you can take a peach or something and it's a little hard, and then it doesn't. That's why avocado is a fruit
Okay.
as well, because it matures after being removed from the thing. It's weird.
I've learned so much today. This is a good place to be.
I know, because it was, I don't know, many years ago, I was like, okay, I definitively need to understand this.
Yeah.
Like, why is this such
Why
a
is this a
confusing
fruit?
situation?
Why
and
is
then,
ketchup a fruit?
and they were like, listen, this is the gist, this is the basic of it. And I was like, okay, all right, that actually makes sense to me. So, there you go. So, a pumpkin, does it ripen? Which, that's the thing. I don't know if a pumpkin ripens after the taken off the vine or not, or is it just done? Like, if you get a greener one, will it turn orange after you take it off?
Oh.
I don't think so, but I
think so.
don't know.
Does that make it so that... Does that mean that the green is just a part of the pumpkin and it doesn't necessarily turn all the way orange?
I don't know, but Shannon, who's a teacher, so it's making me question myself because she's smart. She says, no, a fruit comes from the ripened ovary of the plant. Well, now I got a lot of questions. Because I had looked it up.
Yeah.
Like, I had researched it. Maybe there's a couple different ways to determine what that is. So if it comes from the ovary and if it also ripens after being removed, maybe there's, like, different tiers. Somebody needs to figure this out. We're going to figure this out, but
We're
not
all
right now.
fruits in our own
We'll
way.
know. Yeah, it's basically no such thing as a vegetable. Shut up, Shannon.
Oh.
This is a trick question right now.
Yeah.
There's fucking vegetables don't exist.
Is a tuber an instrument?
Okay, that's pretty fucking funny. Oh my god. Okay, so whatever. Fruits, vegetables. You guys duke it out amongst yourselves. It's totally fine. Giant vegetable showdown.
Yes.
We got a giant vegetable showdown in the UK. So this is gonna be good. You gotta see how cute this little man is here. I'm gonna pop the image share on. Look at his cute fucking face.
Please do not, Shannon. This is wonderful.
I will shut up. Plants have ovaries. I'm confused. Shannon, explain it to Walt. You're the teacher.
The
You
killer
teach.
tomatoes.
Oh, make yourself useful. Fucking teach the chat.
We need help. We need an expert.
We
on
need an expert.
Specifically this subject.
Yes, we do. We do. That's your job right now. Thanks, Shannon. So yeah, so this fucking guy, he is one of the guys who grew the biggest things ever. His name is Peter Glazebrook, and he broke the record for the world's heaviest eggplant. The eggplant was 6 pounds 14 ounces.
What?
Yo, it's fucking huge.
That
That's
would
a
make
big
so much food I wouldn't eat.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably eat a little bit. It's not my favorite, but I would eat it. But that's a big one. That's really big. And then another guy won a record for the largest marrow, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what that is. Bone marrow is the only marrow that I know. Yeah. So this must be a British vegetable that I am not privy to here in the United States of America. I don't know, but it's big.
Here
it's
in
big.
America, we don't call them marrows. We call them a different thing.
Yeah, no, it's fucking gigantic. You're gonna see it. I've never even seen one in my entire life, ever. So I don't even know what the equivalent is. Walt, this is my friend Cody. Cody is here visiting, and he is my co-host for the evening.
Hey, Walt.
So, yay. He's the coolest. Okay, so then also another record was the heaviest bean pod, which is a fava bean. Fava bean. Grown by Joe Atherton of Mansfield, England. It was 3.74 ounces. And then the longest leek was 4 feet 5.5 inches. That's literally almost as big as me. That's like that would come up to here on me, to my eyes. So we're gonna check out this her video, and we're gonna see some things.
Let's see some possibly only fruits action.
Yeah, yeah. There's no such thing as a vegetable.
Not a beauty contest.
Yes,
this
it is.
is a place where size matters, and here there be monsters. Welcome to the land of the giants.
Whoa!
Almost every year, some of the world's best gardeners descend into the valleys of Malvern in West England in search of glory.
Can I have a forklift on vegetable, please?
It's not just the prize money they're after. They're here to break records and make history. And they won't let anyone stand in their way.
I was beaten by a cheat. On that, anything to make a name for himself, he'll do. He doesn't like me. In fact, we've fallen out now.
This is vegetable drama.
He's a world-renowned grower, so talented that he attracted the attention of Snoop Dogg, who was looking for some growing tips.
Speaking of Snoop Dogg.
And so you got to meet him?
I got to meet him. Well, we thought perhaps he wanted some weed in that.
But today, he's clearly not happy about someone.
He doesn't like me beating him.
Oh, it's competitive then, this.
It is, as long as he's here.
He's very serious.
That is quality.
I'm not entirely sure who he's talking about. Let's move on.
It's like this man's just rambling about.
It's got an interesting kink. We're saying it looks like Hannibal Lecter. Another titan of the giant vegetable world has arrived, and he's already talking a big game. Someone said world record.
Raw beans.
Ah.
So if I can get 100 grams, he'll accept the record.
Ah, okay. You confident?
Also,
Huge.
not big enough. 90. Just a baby.
It gets her again.
Yeah.
It does.
Well done.
That's one I'm...
Well done.
Okay.
I'll just check with the office. But that looks good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, exciting. Yeah.
Yes.
So there might still be more to come to beat it.
Possibly.
Okay. So it looks like Joe Atherton has added another record to his impressive haul. And this will be
Look
the
at that
last we
motherfucker.
see of him this weekend.
I don't even know what that is.
Even on his own kids, the way he held that radish yesterday.
It's a radish.
Baby.
Yes.
That looks like a creature from the depths of beyond.
Or at least the depths of the garden.
Yeah.
There is one name that everybody fears, and he's just turned up with a car full of giants. It's Peter Glazebrook.
Oh, Peter Glazebrook, vegetable gangster.
You may also recognize
Look how
him
cute he is. I want to hug him hard.
And he certainly does know his onions.
gosh,
He's broken at least
that is a
17
challenge.
world records over the years for his monstrous cauliflowers,
Wow.
carrots, and leeks and parsnips. There may just be an aubergine to add to his list. We're looking at 3.06 at the minute, kilos for the record. What do you reckon? Let's have a look.
So they cut them open to make sure that it hasn't been like cheating
He's got
involved.
some in competition today, isn't he, as well? Do you think because of the crack it might not qualify?
It might have fun. It's not rotten, though.
So you still have to reckon by the end of the day. There we go. Brilliant.
Oh, he's
Thank
so
you, Peter.
proud. He's so
Look at my head.
cute.
And that's saying something. I've got a big head.
Whoa.
So we're trying to offload this giant pumpkin. It's actually so big we can't work out how to get it safely off without damaging it.
Holy shit. Last week we covered a world record pumpkin. It was like 2,100 pounds.
What?
Yeah. And this one might give it a run for its money because it's crazy. Jesus.
He seems worried.
I'd be
some
fucking worried.
tension.
Oh well, sort of success. 2 records so far it seems, but there are still many more vegetables to arrive. One in particular, which will get the whole
Whitney.
talking. But at this stage, you might be asking, how do they do it? Is there a secret to it? I mean, how
Dedication.
Yeah.
It's 365 days a year, 24/7.
Wow.
If you're not doing it, you think,
What sets Joe apart from all the other growers is his family, I think, his support.
it was one year my Christmas presents were on the greenhouse.
Aww. Okay, we're gonna move forward a little bit.
Good weather, good
We
luck.
gotta find the marrow one.
This is amazing.
It's
Yes.
awesome, right? It's so awesome.
I love that there's drama.
I know. He's like, oh, these people trying to beat me, whatever, trying to cheat. And that was pretty funny to me. And the guy's like, the narrator's like, I don't even know who he's talking about. We're moving on.
16, that's a
There's
huge
like-
jump.
And people are filling them with water to make it seem heavier.
Size does matter.
or-
There's proof. Look at that.
What the fuck? See, that's the marrow. What is
Who
this?
is this Mr. Showdown? Well, it turns out that Mr. Showdown's not just good at growing marrows, as we see him dropping off 2 of the competition's biggest pumpkins.
Yo, I want that so bad. I want to grow a pumpkin like that so hard.
Oh my gosh, it'd be amazing if your front yard was just giant
It's so
pumpkins.
significant
I can't
bigger
even
than
grow
everyone else
regular
this year.
pumpkins because the squirrels eat them. The
And it's
fucking
bigger
bastards.
than the world record. Well, it's now the new world record, I would say. So what's the difference then? What have you done that's...
Plenty of love and care, isn't it? You've got to look after it, haven't you?
Okay. But that's what they all say, but how come yours is so much bigger?
Plenty manure.
Because they tricked us with vegetables.
Liquid
Liquid
seaweed.
seaweed.
And you're like, do you think that's...
Because he lives by the sea. Liquid
is there any
seaweed
chance
and
of a
manure.
vote? Like how...
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
have you got someone to help lift it? Can you, or just even tip it up so you can stand next to it?
Okay, we got it.
It'd
We
be a
gotta
great
see
photograph to get it in the book.
is Kevin still here?
Oh,
Whoa.
this. What?
Can you imagine being ripped just from lifting vegetables?
Dude!
Or fruits,
marrow
maybe?
wasted.
Yeah.
The world is unclear to me again.
12-year-old children,
That's
though.
ridiculous.
An adult kangaroo or even a giant panda.
You got it now?
Yeah, got it.
You sure now?
It weighs as much as a
Amazing,
giant
isn't it? It's been
panda.
such a strange year, and you see what everyone else has grown, and yet he's not only, beating everyone else in the UK, he's beaten the world record from the Netherlands. So it's a spectacular grow. How exciting! I'm getting excited over a marrow.
Wow.
So we've come to the end of the first day at the Cannes show. Everyone's had the chance now to have their specimens weighed, displayed. You see them all on display. It's looking amazing. But the reckoning comes tonight, really. I know these guys are really keen. They play it cool, but I know they're desperately keen to find out if they are Guinness World Records title holders. Let's see.
Oh, that's a funny looking thing. Look at his face. He's like, what the fuck is that?
I don't
Okay,
know
that
what
would
this
be a
is.
good time to
God,
stop.
chance of vegetables.
Well, you
Or
know,
fruits,
we get
maybe.
the point on that one. I think I think we get the gist. And those were some really amazing and incredible vegetables. What? That was like next level.
I found the marrow.
Oh,
I had to look up what a marrow is.
Good.
A marrow is a vegetable. Wikipedia tells me so, and I no longer trust it at all based on this conversation. The mature fruit. So now we're running into it's a fruit. So what is it?
What?
This is a government conspiracy. The mature fruit of certain cucurbita pepo cultivars, like courgettes. I don't know any of those
They're
words.
a type of pumpkin, you guys.
Okay.
These pumpkins,
Thank you.
like other pumpkin marrows, are oblong green squash.
Where arrowroot comes from.
But marrows have a firm rind and neutral flavor, overgrown when picked and inspired when cooked.
Okay,
Making them
so
useful as edible casings for mincemeat and other stuffings. Okay, and
so a big fucking squash. It's a
Yeah.
big fucking squash that we just don't have here.
and it kind of looks like a the not cucumber zucchini.
That's definitely a zucchini.
But it's
That's literally a zucchini. That is a literal.
yeah.
zucchini.
If you look it up, the first picture is like a
It's a
zucchini
zucchini.
for sure.
Not cucumber
I think-
zucchini.
I think
That's a
it
bad mistake
might-
to make. Where you're like chop and wrong one.
I am not proud to
Ask
admit
Cody to fry a zucchini.
I have fried like 4 cucumbers in my adult life because I misidentified my vegetables and grabbed a cucumber instead, and I didn't
How'd it taste?
realize it wasn't bad. It was wet.
It was a little too wet.
My whole life
Corey's
was
face
like, I
says
know,
not
Roxy,
so,
right?
not so good. My whole life is a lie.
All right.
Cloudy with a
Did
chance
you
of
know-
vegetables.
Did you know that pineapples grow on the ground?
Yes.
Because I just assumed that the green part was the part that it hung from, and they like kept it for decorative looks.
Really?
I always thought that until like 2 years ago, and
No
it
way.
still hurts
Really?
my brain.
I grew up in South Florida, and it's the environment you can grow them.
Oh,
And my
okay.
grandfather always used to grow them. Do you know how you grow them?
Carefully. In
Very
sun?
carefully, yes. No, literally, you get a pineapple from the store.
Mm-hmm.
You chop the green top off, and then you eat the rest of it. Normally, people chuck the green part.
Mm-hmm.
You just put that bitch in the ground and makes a pineapple plant, and then another pineapple comes out in the middle. It takes like 2
Seriously?
years for them to
What?
mature. Yes. Yes.
2 years?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. 2
That's
years is about the
dedication.
average that you have to wait from planting it until it's actually like ready to be harvested.
And then when you have that pineapple, can you slice that off and do the same thing
You
again?
sure can. Lop that top off and put that in the ground, and then it makes new pineapples.
That's amazing.
I know. Yeah, so my grandfather, he always thought it was real fun. And the pineapple plant, like I'm sure since you learned about it, you probably looked it up, how they just grow out the middle. It's the green,
Yeah.
gets real big,
like,
and then a
another one will
little
go on.
tiny pineapple
Yeah.
comes up, and then it grows
It's a
into a
baby
majestic
pineapple.
thing. Yeah, it's fucking great. You thought they were hanging. That's
I
really
did.
cute.
I had always waited. I had seen coconut trees. I have seen rubber trees. I have seen maple trees. That one's less exotic, but
Yeah.
I
We had coconuts growing up and banana trees and shit like that. Mangoes down in Florida. We had like all that shit.
I just assumed it was a tree I'd never seen, or I didn't recognize.
really
Like
cute.
maybe it was a tree that looks like one I like.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Now you know.
Yeah.
And if for all of you in chat, now you know. Just lop the top off and pop it into the dirt. You know, if you're in a warm enough climate, it'll work. In a moist enough climate. Oh yeah, D Ware. I completely agree. I love pineapple
agree.
pizza. It's my favorite. It's my favorite kind. I love pineapple and bacon, pineapple and pepperoni, pineapple and green pepper or whatever. Pineapple all day.
I'm having pineapple fried rice tonight.
Oh yeah,
Very
you are.
excited.
Actually, that's that. Did you hear that ding? That was our Thai food arriving, and there is pineapple fried rice.
Yes.
That's funny. We were talking about pineapples, and then it literally
Here.
arrives. Whoa!
It's a mystery.
I'm inspired
Yes.
by this mystery. Cool. So I think that was so awesome. Some of the stats from that is Peter Glazebrook, the Onion guy, broke 17 records so far, world records thus far with his vegetables.
That's amazing.
He has done 17 of them. The heaviest eggplant, heaviest kohlrabi, heaviest onion, heaviest carrot, longest runner bean, and he's won second and third places in a bunch of other stuff as well.
Some
Those
of
are
these
just some
people
ideas.
just start making up vegetable names though. Like I don't know what a runner
so.
bean is. I assume it's fast, but
And very long, yes.
Yeah.
Long and fast. That's the oh no, that's not the fava bean, because a broad bean is the fava, which was another one of the records that we hit this time was the heaviest broad bean pod, which was 106 grams. The heaviest marrow, which we saw, that was 256 pounds.
What?
The equivalent of a giant panda in weight or a baby elephant.
Let's say it weighs what? Wait, that's.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that baby elephants and giant pandas could be the same size. That throws off my whole D&D campaign.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
I thought pandas would honestly weigh more than that, but apparently, at least
like
the
300
stats.
pounds.
Yeah, so yeah, 256. So like in the realm of a panda.
Is that a large farva? Is that a large farva? What's a large? A 225-pound farva would be a large farva.
Yeah.
More than
liter
you
of
need
cola?
for the recipe.
I need a damn liter of cola.
Liter of cola.
Farva. Oh, so that was good. That was a really fun one. I was really excited to share the giant vegetable showdown with all of you. I loved it.
That
And
was
it was like the
fantastic.
most wholesome, happy thing I've ever heard in my life. It was really good.
It's the British baking show that we need about large vegetables and just watching their cultivation practices or watching them
without all the
hide it
drama.
a little bit.
Yeah, like to
A
show
little drama.
maybe like a little
Almost
bit
a
where the guy
competition.
was like, "Yeah, guy's
Yeah.
trying to cheat," like that's pretty funny. But maybe like not in the reality TV show competition way, which I really feel like they go way above and beyond trying to focus on the drama. Like, let's just talk about the growing of the vegetables or whatever,
I'm
So,
fascinated. I have no idea how you choose for that.
I don't know, but the fact that they're able to do it over and over and over again, there's really something to it. There's something to that we don't know. Even Snoop Dogg went to that guy and was like, "Listen, how you growing this big shit? Because I'm growing some weed, and I need the biggest weed." Yeah, I mean, fair enough. He's like the grandfather of onions, or whatever, of giant vegetables.
They're large enough to register for the draft, so.
Yes, yes. Seriously. The leek was almost as big as me.
Yeah.
The leek was 4.5 feet. Oh my God.
Well, that
That
marrow
shit is
weighed more
fucking
than I do.
crazy, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, the marrow. Yo, it's some crazy shit. That's just crazy. So okay, so on to the next records that we have. These are opposite, but at the same time go
They're
together.
officially amazing.
They go together, and it's not in any way pulling up what I wanted to do right now. Hold on. Come on, you have one job. To pull up the images. Okay, let's do publish date. Okay. Wow. Okay, so apparently this link just doesn't want to do what I want it to do. Which is unfortunate because there's quite a few ones in there. Hold on, we're gonna click this link. Uno más times. Thank you for your patience, everybody in TV land. This is what happens when you're live, like records. Because before on my thing I just pull it right up and it pulls up all of the fucking records, and now it's just like a blank page, pretty much. And there's records. I know it.
I'm proud of us as a species that people were left alone in their houses for a while and they just started just breaking records as they could think of them.
Yes, I think it's really fun, especially the people that get like really into it. It's like their whole thing.
Oh shoot!
Oh yes,
You're
we got
being
Thai
delivered by
tea
iced tea.
delivery. Cheers!
Cheers!
Yay!
If you haven't had Thai
Best day
iced
of my
tea, I recommend that, and I think it's Philippine coffee. It's like Turkish coffee, but super sweet, and you finish it and slowly vibrate wherever you're going.
Yes. Okay, so we've got the largest and the smallest bodybuilders in the history of ever, or at least winning records, I would say. So this guy, the Dutch Giant.
Ooh.
That's a big fucking man. He is the tallest professional bodybuilder in the world. He is 7 foot, almost 2 inches.
What?
Yo, 7. I mean, you're a big guy. This guy would be substantially taller
Yeah.
than you and muscular
fact-
as a motherfucker.
The guy next to him could easily be my height. If that guy's 7'2".
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I would be like down to here. Like this would be me. I would be like at his thigh, which is an awkward
Yeah, I wouldn't.
placement. That's, maybe not the best place for my face to be.
And I'd just be like nestled in there,
Yeah.
lost in the cleft.
Okay, let's see if it says. Oh, wow, look at him go. He is pumped. The Dutch giant, they call him. He is really giant. So okay, so this is the fucking guy. This is the biggest bodybuilder in the world at this point. So now we're gonna show you the smallest bodybuilder in the world. This is a Indian athlete. And he is 3 feet 4 inches tall. Let's see this video and see if it's worth watching. Oh shit, we're getting
Totally
buff.
worth watching.
जब मैं पैदा हुआ था तब मेरे हाथ पैर बहुत छोटे थे और डॉक्टर ने ये कहा था कि आप कुछ काम नहीं कर पाओगे, चल नहीं पाओगे। अगर किधर जाना होगा तो आपको किसी के सहारा लेके जाना होगा और आप एक जगह से दूसरी जगह उठ भी नहीं पाओगे। आप अपना हाथ भी नहीं हिला पाओगे। ये सब चीज़ें डॉक्टर ने मेरे पेरेंट्स को बोली
Would
थी।
he be able to move his hands?
मेरे मामा को देख के मैंने वर्कआउट स्टार्ट किया और मैं वर्कआउट जो करता गया और मेरे को बहुत से फ्रेंड्स और जो बहुत से गांव में के लोग वगैरह ये बोल रहे थे कि आप कुछ कर नहीं पाओगे, आप कुछ कर नहीं सकते। तो मैंने मन में एक जिद ठान ली कि मेरे को दुनिया को कुछ करके दिखाना है और ये चीज़ मन में ठान के मैंने वर्कआउट में और इंटरेस्ट दिखाया और बॉडी बिल्डिंग में मैंने वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड बनाने का
Good for that guy.
Oh, yeah.
जब मैंने बॉडी बिल्डिंग को स्टार्ट किया था तो फैमिली को
He's like, don't you tell me that I can't do
बॉडी
this. I'm
बिल्डिंग के
doing
बारे
it.
में कुछ भी पता नहीं था। तब मेरी फैमिली जो है, मैंने जब बॉडी बिल्डिंग स्टार्ट किया था तब मेरी फैमिली मेरे को विरोध कर रही थी, मना कर रही थी बॉडी।
Okay. All right, we get the point. That's pretty awesome. He's 25, and he began bodybuilding in 2012 and participated in his first competitive event in 2016. And now he is known as the smallest bodybuilder in the world. That is super awesome. Good for that guy.
Hell yeah.
Unusually short arms and legs. That's like, his legs were really short. I have short legs, but that guy gave me a run for my money for sure. So that's interesting. I thought it was kind of cool that the records came out, which I wonder if there was some kind of correlation between that, where they're like, oh, I'm the biggest one. Okay, who's the smallest one? And then they found them, but they came out in the same week, which I thought was really neat.
Yeah, it's really interesting that they brought both of them, or listed both of them at the same
Yeah,
time.
I know. I was thinking that was really cool. So I would think that maybe it's not a coincidence that they did that, but I think it's really neat. So biggest and smallest, 7 foot.
Was it 7'2"?
7'2", yeah, 1.9 inches. So
Okay.
close enough. 7'2".
He's 6'2" on his dating profile.
Yeah.
You gotta bring it back down.
Yeah, but pop it down a little bit. Oh man, that's super intense. I'm so small. For those of you that don't know me in real life, you just see me sitting on this couch. I'm 4'11", and it's small. And sometimes, working in restaurants, you see people come in. I've seen a couple people duck when they walk in the front door, and I'm like, whoa. And there's been times where I'm like, will you please just stand next to me? Just stand next to me right now. This is just so ridiculous right now, man. So usually people, they get a bunch of comments, and sometimes it's annoying that they get comments. But when there's somebody exceptionally little, like I've never had any kind of resistance where they're just kind of like, oh, of course I'll stand next to you. Like, doo.
Right.
Little tiny person. I actually met Chris Novoselic from Nirvana many years ago, and he is pretty fucking tall. Yeah. And he was wearing these like giant platform shoes as well as already being a gigantic man.
It's the best part about being tall.
Where you can
being
just like,
taller.
Yeah, take it to the next level. But we met and we did a hug, and I looked up at him and he looked down at me, and we had this moment where we like both realized, and I was like, man, you are really tall. He's like, you are really short. And I was like, yeah, okay. All right. It's just kind of funny. I was like, this is ridiculous. We had a laugh about it, then moved along. So, yeah, he's a pretty big fellow. But I was like, why you gotta be wearing those boots? Why you gotta be wearing those boots? On top, I don't even know how tall he is, but like, they were like giant clompers too. They were like big fatties. It's like, come on, trying to make me look bad. Chris Novoselic, gosh.
I've put on, I worked at a costume shop for a little while, and they had some like Kiss boots, and they were legally not Kiss boots, but they're really like
Kiss-ish.
really comfortable. And there was like a 3-inch heel, so it was really comfortable to stand in.
Okay.
But they were like as tall as my torso is.
Wow.
It was nuts. I did like a lap of the store and then take them.
Dude, that's awesome. You know, like you may as well just
Right.
like go all the
It was
way with
great.
it if you're gonna go all the way. That's awesome.
They're good for a Tuesday.
Yeah. That's craziness. What does the world look like from up there?
A lot of dust, honestly. Like you see
I
a lot of the
A lot
tops
of
of people's fridges. You go into someone's place and a lot of times it's like you see all the books that are up higher that they don't read as much.
Sure. Yeah. It's just a whole different perspective of the world. It must suck if you drop something on the ground and you're like, God damn it. That's so far away.
Yeah. Well, that's the dogs now.
Yeah, I'm just letting it go. It's not even worth it at this point. Oh my God. Good night, Walt.
Night, Walt.
Thank you so much for popping in. We appreciate you. Always so happy to have you. We'll see you soon. Cool. Okay, bodybuilders, large and small. Oh, this one.
We love
is
them
gonna
all.
be good. What I know, since that link is not working, I might have to look it up individually. Let me just try this one more time because you gotta see the photo of it. It's really cool. This next one. Son of a bitch. Why? Why would it not? I'm very confused. Well, whatever. You have failed me. Internet. Hold on.
What?
I know. It sounds ridiculous.
Let's build the tension.
Okay,
This is
I know.
amazing. I have never heard of anything like this.
And actually, funny when I found this, I thought of you guys specifically, you and Corey,
It's so
because this was made in Lyon, France. This
And they
is
went deep
the
dish.
cheese. Oh wait, you know what? Nope.
Oh.
This one has been smashed since.
What?
Fuck. Yes. Okay, so let's just say this pizza broke a world record in 2020 for having 254 different kinds of cheese on a pizza.
Almost enough.
But what I'm going to say is I want you guys to guess how many. So, okay, chat, participation here. Previous record, 254. What is the new record? No cheating? Nobody cheat? I need to know what you guys think. 431. Okay. Do you have a guess, Cody?
430, as long as we're going by Price is Right rules.
Okay.
Corey's totally flipping me off screen.
Okay, Dusty says 327. Scott's got 305. This is Nuckin's worst nightmare. Oh, Nuckin.
Oh.
Okay. 327.5. 349. Okay.
Half a cheese. It'd be
Okay.
like
Okay.
Gruyere Swiss mix.
All right. So everybody's got their votes in. Okay. Survey says you guys are so fucking wrong.
What?
834 different cheeses.
I want this thing in my mouth.
I also want this. It looks so fucking good. There's
Well,
probably
you
a bunch
got-
of stinky cheeses in there that probably are not so great.
You got your blue cheese and your bluer cheese.
Yeah,
and your
yeah,
bluest
yeah, yeah,
cheese.
exactly. I know. I don't want that. Yeah, this is fucking crazy. They just broke this record in September. they put all the different kinds of cheese in a mold before putting it onto the dough. There had to be a minimum of 2 grams of cheese for it to count as a topping. So it was a minimum of 2 grams, 800 and, what was it, 34. Like, I would not have guessed that. I think your guys' guesses were, like, awesome.
I thought 500 was a little out there.
I thought, I would think 300 or 250 is out there. I'd be like 16 or whatever. I don't know.
There were 7
Not
cheeses.
800. It's crazy. So, yeah, it looks pretty good. Look, they made a big to-do about it. It smashed that fucking record. 254 was the previous one. Oh, we've got a video? I don't know what this video is going to consist of. Oh, Lord. Hold on, that needs to shut the fuck up.
Wow.
Okay, most variety of cheese on a pizza. Okay, just a wee little bit. Oh man.
It's grams, though.
Loading. Well, this is hogwash. There we go. We'll just skip forward. Okay.
So measuring the cheese. Ooh,
Lots of little cheeses in there. This is crazy.
Man,
That's so many cheeses.
If that was a channel, I would watch that. Someone opening cheeses and putting it places. Just
yeah, I know.
Here's the cheese.
But then I'm like, but I want to try all the cheese. I want to try
the cheese.
all the cheese. And they said that they did this to promote the variety of cheeses in France and bring attention to their dairy tradition.
That's
France.
good. I had no idea France made cheese. So
yeah, well now you know. Now you know. Yeah, that's like the most cheeses. Wow. Okay, we got some sauce going down. Making some saucing it up. Oregano. Damn, I'm hungry. It sure looks good.
Right. This is hard to watch. We are suffering for
I
this art.
know. God damn it. Okay. All right. Making the dough. We making the dough. You're rolling it out with a rolling pin? Come on, man. You don't know how to fucking stretch dough, hand stretch dough? Psh, I'm disappointed. You should never have to use a rolling pin. If you know what you're doing. Okay. All right. Saucing it up. We're getting saucy.
Now I want to learn how to toss cookie dough so it flattens out. Just...
Oh, man. That'd be so good.
Oh, that looks amazing.
That's true. Wow. Well, yeah, I read before they said they put it in a mold, but I guess not. So they just kind of pushed the edges up around it to make like a little boat, like a little cheese boat.
That's totally a deep dish. I love that they went Chicago style.
Yeah, dude, I love deep dish.
And properly, like it's not like 2 layers of bread or something.
No, that's a fucking shitload of cheese, dude. Damn. Oh, my mouth is watering right now.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the texture too? Because it's not just a bunch of different cheeses. They're little bits, so some of them don't melt as well. So you're gonna have some
like
that
little
have
chunks.
run all over everything else, and then some of them that are just solid little nuggets of delicious.
Yeah, and you know what? Every single slice of that pizza tastes completely different because there's
Mm-hmm.
only little bits. So everybody's getting different combinations. Dude, that's fucking awesome. Okay,
It's like
Dusty
a
wants to
Zen
know what the
cone.
other cheesy records. Largest display of cheese varieties, 730. Also in France.
Like a river, you can never bite the same cheese in that pizza.
Yes.
It's like that Zen cone.
Yeah. Each experience is their own.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually very
It's beautiful.
profound, for sure. It really is. We're getting deep here, guys. We're getting deep.
Going deep.
Natara! Hi! I'm so glad you're here. I know you're adventuring all over, but I'm so glad that you are here. Nataria said only the chat works. You know what you can do? If you go to audio only, there's a little button somewhere in your settings or whatever that says audio only, and you should be able to hear it, and you could also get chat without having to do with the video, just so you know. But I'm glad you're here. You're the best. Okay, largest cheese platter. Wow. 4,437 pounds. prepared by dairy farmers in Wisconsin. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, oldest
Came with
cheese.
a hot dish.
The oldest residue of solid cheese ever found dates from the 13th century BC tomb.
That's
For
hard to beat.
Thames, the mayor of an ancient city of Memphis in Egypt.
This was in the
Holy.
lecture series.
Oh, really? You can
Really?
learn more about this if you subscribe to blah, blah, blah.
Really?
Yeah, I just heard a lecture about this because I was listening to a lecture series on brewing and yeast.
And they just talked about the oldest cheese. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Do you have any insight to add on that? Was there anything extra?
It was found inside of a bladder.
Mm-hmm.
A literal.
Yeah,
That's
because
how
that's what they
they-
used to use for bags, like Ziplocs. It was animal bladders.
It was
I
not
asked,
vegan.
and now I wish I didn't. That's interesting.
Well, it follows because the acids would break down the cheese and turn it into,
Rennet is
Oh, yeah.
stomach lining.
Oh, everybody, since she can't load the video and she can only be in chat, can somebody, some mod, tell Natara to go to audio only, or that she can do audio only if she likes. Oh, she got a redemption. Oh, sweet. Yes. Yes.
What's
Guys.
Is the redemption a thing?
Yes. So people rack up points, and then from the points from them watching, we make up our own little reward system.
Mm-hmm.
And I just added a new one today based on a video that we did last week that I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life, and we're doing a redemption, so it comes back, so we have to get it back. So here we go. We're gonna do it. Okay. Hold the phones.
Holds the
This
cheese.
shit's about hold the cheese. Oh man, guys, this is the funniest shit I've seen in my life. It was pretty much my absolute. Oh, sorry, I'm still sharing image. That's awkward. I just was totally showing you guys the secrets that I have up my sleeve. I can't do that. I cannot reveal.
Easter egg.
Yeah, fuck no, you guys. No, there's no mystery.
Ooh.
Okay, I gotta go
we're
back.
gonna cover that later.
I already covered these last week,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
I up all these last week, but where? God damn it! Hold on, is it past this? Everybody's so patient. You guys are so patient, and I love all of you. But this redemption is gonna be fucking worth it.
Is the
Oh, yeah, here
cola
we
nut a vegetable?
The colon?
It's a nut. It's a legume.
Oh, I thought you said colon. I was like, ew.
No, cola nut. I need to enunciate that word.
Oh, perfect. I'm glad it worked, Natara. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you fucking redeemed this. This is going to be my favorite part of the day, pretty much. So, okay, hold on. We're closing this ad that won't go away ever. Okay, hold on. We're going to zoom in. Holy shit, dude. I'm so glad you redeemed this. This makes my fucking day. Okay, let's see if I've got it properly queued up. Okay, and then volume on, and here we fucking go.
Catch him! Catch him, Derry!
Get him!
Derry, catch him! There's a bat! Get it back! Get it back! Get it back out of the house! Mom, will you get out? Derry, will you catch him?
Jeez, Daddy, come on.
Oh! Oh! Huh? Jesus, new. Catch him, Derry.
That should
Catch
work.
him. Catch him, Derry.
There we
Bigger
go.
towel,
Bigger
that's
cloth.
it. Get him now,
Yeah.
quick. Get him.
Best redemption.
Oh, fuck
we
it.
have.
God, Derry. Oh!
Oh. Oh.
Will you... Marie, will you stop looking in the door? Oh. Jeez. Catch him, Derry. Catch
Oh,
him.
yeah.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Let's close all the windows.
That's it. Oh, he nearly got it that time. Nearly. No, he's still flying around the place. Quick. Oh. Oh.
Toro.
You're doing a great job, Derry. Oh, that's it. Stand up, Derry. Oh.
Oh, gosh.
No, he's there. He's making a mockery out of you, boy. Take off them shot. The dog's pissing. Dad, the dogs are pissing.
The dog's ran out.
Maureen, your note. Help behind the door. You're tiring him out. He's like McGregor, he's got no legs left. Go on, catch him now. There he is. Get him. Oh.
I know.
Right? The bat's so scared.
Oh, fuck it!
Oh!
He's on me! July, is it?
Outside.
Sure, the dog got a fright and he pissed himself, Mom. Sure, how would you blame him?
Oh God, it's so fucking funny, dude. It is so funny. I had to make that a redemption. I was like, I want that to come back. That needs to come back every now and then. So anytime anybody redeems it, I'll never get tired of it. I will never get tired of that video. It's so fucking funny.
He's making a mockery of you, boy.
Maureen, you know I'm outside the door.
With the door closed.
Which, why wouldn't you have the door open?
Right.
So that you can shoo the bat out. And
Exactly.
she's all just like, stare. Oh my God, it's so
That's
fucking
where
funny.
the bat wants to go.
That was so fucking funny. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for that, Natara. I'm glad you're here. I know you were on a mission right now with Ryan. You guys are in Montana, and I hope you're having so much fun. I really hope so.
You've got like another month, and then you're gonna freeze solid.
Oh, right?
It's so cold.
Yeah, we were just out there a couple weeks ago, and it was really, really nice. But you know that it's like, it's coming.
I've definitely walked in the snow there in like negative 14 degrees.
Oof. Oof.
In a kilt.
Oh yeah.
A kilt.
I was.
Shit. Damn, you brave.
I wouldn't call it brave.
Stupid.
It was in the face of dumb that I walked.
Well, I give you credit for
I didn't slip.
Stepping outside the box, I guess. I think that's pretty cool.
Stepping outside the pants.
Stepping outside the pants. Okay, so another world record we've got going down. I don't know, which one was I looking for? I was scrolling and then I totally forgot what I was looking for completely.
What?
Oh, you know what? It was in... Actually, I guess I don't need to pull up image for this since it was in that one article that apparently is not loading anything.
Oh, wow.
But a teen from the UK broke a record by being the first teen to fly solo all the way around the world.
First teen?
Yes. He is 17 years old, and he flew solo all over the world. Started in the Netherlands and ended in the Netherlands. And
That's
went
incredible.
72 miles more than the circumference of the Earth. He went all the way around, stopped in a bunch of different places. He started May 29th of this year, and he ended on July 9th. And he went all over, which is
Wow, that would be an
so
amazing
awesome.
trip.
By
It was
himself. By himself. He flew for an average of about 8 hours a day.
And I'm like, ooh, I'm leaving the county by myself.
I know. And he's like, I'm flying around the world by myself. That's craziness. So a little story about this guy. He had his first gliding lesson when he was 12. And he was the youngest glider pilot at 14 years old. And he had to wait to get his license, his actual like private pilot license, until he was 16. Because you can't technically be a fucking pilot
Oh, so he's only
when
been
you're
doing
not.
like a year and a half or something?
Yeah, but he's been interested in planes since he was a young kid, and got into it as soon as he actually physically could learn how to do this stuff. And then, I mean, obviously he knew how to fly before he was able to get his license, but it's a newer endeavor. I mean, he's not that old, so how much time do you got? But he was ballsy enough to do it. One of the scary things, as he was flying around, he hit a substantially large air pocket. What do they call it? Like an air mountain or something like that. And he dropped thousands of feet, like in a couple seconds. Yes, he dropped thousands of feet. And he said all the bells and whistles and everything was going off, and all the alarms. And he was like, holy shit, this is it. I thought I was going to make it. I'm not going to make it. And he evened out and was able to keep it going. But it was like 5,000 feet in a few seconds. He just dropped really hard. But he made it.
That's so cool.
He made it. And he flew over so many amazing magical places. And I'm just like so impressed that this young kid not only had the balls to just fly, period. Because that's like a huge, very scary, really intense thing to take on at a young age. But to do it alone.
Yeah. It's
All
I'm gonna
alone.
do this.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Just
Oh,
me.
I've been
Just
doing it
me
for
in
like
the
a year.
world. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm good on it. And his parents let him go, and everything was good. Oh, Steve, good night, sweetheart. Thank you for coming. As always, we love having you. And you're the best. And I will see you on Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll be here. Yay. So, yeah, what a crazy story. I thought that was really, really neat. That guy is intense.
That's
He is
wild.
intense. He is very intense. So, I thought that was pretty great.
If you have a dream, don't let your dreams be dreams. Just go.
Do
for
it. Yeah, if that
Do
kid
it
can
for
do
like a
it, anybody
year,
can do anything.
And then just go for it.
I completely agree. Like, if you care enough about something, just fucking do it, dude. Just do it. Okay, the last article that we've got. I don't know if there's a video we're gonna see. It was a jump roper did 40,980 double under skips in 12 hours for the world record. I don't know what a double under skip is, but we're about to find out because there's a video. So we're gonna see what that's all about. Double under.
Isang Pinoy ang gumawa ng sarili niyang marka at pangalan sa skipping rope matapos makapagtala.
Okay, we're gonna move forward just a little bit. We're gonna do the whole thing. Oh, here we go.
40,980 na skips o lukso sa loob ng 12 oras.
Okay, so you do like
Ganyan
2 unders
kadami ang ginawa ng
every jump.
skip man na si Ryan Alonzo para makapagtala ng bagong world mark kamakailan sa skipping rope.
Wow.
Kung tutusin,
40,000
skips lang sa loob ng 12 oras ang nire-require ng Guinness.
Guinness. Wow. Yeah. That is crazy. 12 hours. Yo. Why are you like for 12 hours you're gonna sit there and do that? Oh my god. He was aiming to beat 20,000.
Oh wow.
And just kept going.
And yeah, he just kept going and he over doubled it. Wow. Okay, wow, yeah, that's crazy. He blamed improper hydration for his cramps and said he was able to get through it by drinking water and having his legs stretched by his cousin. So he took some breaks. Wow, that is intense. That's a lot of jump roping. My body hurts thinking about that.
Yeah, it's like the 100-mile running races that people do now. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run 100 miles. What are you talking about? Like,
No,
how do you train for that? Like, I'm just gonna spend 12 hours and jump rope.
I have a friend who does that professionally. She runs ultra marathons where she runs like 500 miles.
Really?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Like in how long of a time frame?
2.5 days. He just runs.
I just felt like running.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Evidently, that is just what you do.
That sounds terrible. I only run if there is a weapon being wielded at me or if somebody steals from my friend and I need to go get that shit back. If it's like someone's got to go gangster and handle some business, then I don't even think about it and I just like burst into fucking running. Yeah.
Off.
Yeah. Sometimes. Somebody stole from Starhead Boy at when I was at the Sasquatch Festival.
What?
I wasn't having that shit for 2 fucking seconds. He's like, me and those guys stole stuff. And I'm like, go get it. And he's like, no, it's not that important. And I was just fucking, boom. I didn't even have shoes on, too. I took off running shoeless. Like a bat out of hell. I don't even know what I was thinking in the moment, you know? Like, my knees and shit's terrible. But, like, it didn't matter. I just, like, handled the business. And Rob was so cute. Rob was there and saw me just book it and kind of, like, comes up behind me. Like, he wasn't trying to, like, be intimidating to the other people, but he was just kind of looking at me, kind of like...
There.
He's
ready.
like, you are not alone. And I was like, oh, that was really nice. But, yeah, those are the only times I run. 100-mile run, 500-mile run. It's the epitome of hell.
Don't steal from Sami and then run 500 miles.
No,
we'll both
don't.
be very tired.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. I probably have about, I don't know, 100 yards and then I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So if you can run more than that, you're going to get away. But as long as my adrenaline goes, like, I'll get it for a second. It's good. Until I have weak ankles and I'm like, ow. Like, I would not do very well at that. But, you know, you got to try. You don't let people fuck with your
No.
peoples, man. You don't do that.
I do want to know if the skip roper got skip to my darling stuck in their head. Just like, it's been stuck in my head all day. I got to get it out. And that's how he started.
Yep, 12
It's
hours.
like, nope, still there.
God. I'm skipping to Malou. We're still skipping. Oh, man.
He did it. He skipped fully.
Oh, my
gosh.
God. So on my little slideshow Chromecast thing, on my television, there is a jump roper. While we're sitting here talking about it, that's really weird.
Yeah, that was an interesting coincidence.
Weird. Corey just points to the TV.
Yeah.
What? I'm like, oh, no shit, man. That's crazy. Okay, well, cool. We made it through the world records. Actually, wait, there was one more thing. Okay, we almost made it through the world records.
One more.
Okay, so this is interesting. Speaking of, God, everything like segues amazingly. Like sometimes I do it on purpose, sometimes I don't do it on purpose. This didn't happen on purpose, but it's amazing. Marathon. At a marathon, 30 different world records were set at this London marathon. 30.
At this one?
One. Remember earlier we were talking about people making up ridiculous ass shit and calling them records? Yes, this is what happened here. Okay. Let's see. The record-keeping agency said 54 records were attempted by runners in Sunday's race. Okay, so this is the first to do so successfully who ran the marathon in pajamas.
Huh.
So that is now a new thing.
Okay.
So, again, a total of 30 Guinness records were broken, including fastest times for runners wearing Wellington boots, wellies,
Oh, jeez.
a safari suit, a harlequin costume, a tree costume, mountain climbing gear, a traditional Spanish dress, a body part. I have questions.
That needs some exposition.
I know. A sweet food, a heavy-duty vehicle. What the fuck are we talking about? And ski boots.
Oh, jeez.
So these were a few of the things that they pulled out of their ass that now there are world records. I ran this marathon in a traditional Spanish dress or what in a tree costume.
You know, the ski boots might work for you. Because they lock up your ankles and like they'll hold everything in place, so you'll just be like rigid foot.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be like
bottom
Frankenstein?
leg.
Like,
oh yeah, you'll totally
like,
have to like.
That sounds terrible.
It'd be so uncomfortable. It'd be horribly
It sounds
uncomfortable.
terrible. But yeah, they did 30 fucking records, so those were the most notable ones, which is interesting. A few people broke the record for fastest marathon four-legged.
What?
And then these other people earned the title for fastest marathon in a 6-person costume.
What? Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Can you imagine like getting stuck to a bunch? Like you have to maintain, you have to practice all that.
Yeah. In a 6-person costume.
And people think that it's unrealistic.
I have questions. Do you have questions?
People think that it's unrealistic that you will just spontaneously break out into song and have a musical moment in your life. But people do that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The world is magic.
And there needs to be a theme song for that, too.
Yeah.
Like, what would the theme song be for a 6-legged costume marathon running? The final countdown. It's either that or Eye of the Tiger. Because that'll just get you so pumped. You're like, okay, there's no room for failure. There's no room. Eye of the Tiger.
Right? God, do this. Ready to go. All right,
crazy.
everyone count for 10 hours while
Yes.
we were... I imagine they weren't doing 4-hour times in the 6-person costume. They were completing those. So it's like 6 hours in a sweaty
It was
costume
probably forever.
with
Yeah.
a lot of people with upset tummies.
But they fucking did it. They did it.
it.
I'm so impressed. So
so
I thought
cool.
that was fun, where I was like, all right, they didn't list all 30, but they're like, listen, these are the funnest ones. These are the ones you care about the most.
I'm not sure
A tree costume. I want to see a person in a tree costume running a marathon. It's so fun. So fun. Okay, fan-fucking-tastic. So now we have officially made it out of the world record category. So now we're moving on to random other things. And something I wanted to throw out there. Maybe some of you guys heard. Maybe you have not heard. That they are pretty sure that they finally figured out who the Zodiac Killer is.
Oh, really?
Yes. This week. They're almost positive. There's not a lot of information that's been released via the internet and articles so far. It's kind of vague. And I think they're probably doing that just to make sure they get all their ducks in the row before they can say it's officially confirmed. Because it's not officially confirmed. But they're pretty damn sure. And downside to it is the guy died in 2018.
I mean, that's a good time to admit you're a serial killer. Years after you died.
Yeah. Because he didn't have to pay the price for it at all, which sucks because it would have been good. It's right at the end if he would have got snatched up and they're like, ha, fuck you. It was you all along. And he's like, oh, I'm 92, you got me, or whatever, you know, like, fine. But it seems like he got away with it. So after he died, they were going through his stuff and he had a dark room. This man had a dark room and they were going through and there was some things that were incriminating and there was photos of him with a scar on his head in the same placement that the photos or sketches or whatever of the Zodiac Killer had. What? So they're pretty sure that it's still a developing story. So there's not a lot more information that I can give. But they're pretty sure they got him. So his name is Gary Francis Post. And there was officially 5 murders done by the Zodiac in 1968 and 1969. In addition to the photos in the darkroom thing, you know, all the code that he did, his full name was in the anagram. His full name, and they're like, unless you knew his full name, you would not have known what it was trying to say. But apparently they were able to look at this code and it was like, his fucking name is like right there.
It's like, no, there's Francis.
Right
That's
there.
Wild.
I know. So it's interesting. It doesn't necessarily bring any justice, but it is a mystery that hopefully will be solved. There is some kind of DNA that they are petitioning to, like, hey, can we please test this DNA? We want to know. But the people that are involved in this investigation are pretty set where they're like, we're pretty sure that this is the fucking guy. So kind of cool information. I feel like that's some weird news and worth bringing up. So it will be a developing story, and if we learn more about it, I will come back in future Mondays and we will talk about like where we're going with that. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. So not break this code and know my name, but know my name and break the code. Yeah. Pretty much.
God, I wonder if that's going to help them figure out any of the codes they didn't know or that they speculated that they knew.
Maybe. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
I don't know a whole lot about the Zodiac Killer, but I remember that was a thing. It was like there were codes.
Yes.
Coded things that he would write.
One of the coded things that he wrote, which is so fucked up, I'm paraphrasing right now. I can pull up the article and give specifics, but essentially he was like, if you catch me and send me to the gas chamber, I don't care because I have minions working for me, basically, in a nutshell. He said something to the effect of like, you catch me and I don't give a shit. And there's others. So that's got to make you wonder too, did he have people that were on his team working for him also doing these things? Was it more than one person and he was the leader of it? Nobody knows. There's so much mystery surrounding it.
Yeah, like can they go back and figure out like, okay, who do he spend his life around? Or is it going to be like throw a mama from the train and it's just 2 people who meet on a train one time and never again?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's
nobody knows,
terrifying.
And that's what's crazy is nobody knows. And this shit was back in the late 60s, and here we are in 2021, where we're like, we finally figured it out. I got to give him credit though. It was a very creative way to create this suspicion. You know, you're not just killing people and just chucking them in the woods or in a ditch or whatever. Like, this whole web that he spun and this code and everything, like, it's fucking brilliant. It's really brilliant. And I think the fact that it held mystery for that long, I think is really interesting. And obviously, I don't condone serial killers, but I can have respect for the amount of work that went into this. It's very skillful, and if he got away with it, it's like, fuck, I wish he got caught at some point, or at the very least right at the end, you know? He really thinks he got away with it. Mm-hmm. And he did get away with it in that kind of way. So it's like bittersweet. It's like, damn, I wanted him to like just know, like, ha ha, we got you.
We found you.
And he was like, oh, drat.
You got me from the grave.
Yeah. I wonder if he's a ghost, please.
From the grave.
If he's from the grave, please come back. Let us know. Somebody bust out a Ouija board. Ask, what is his name? Corey Francis Post. If he, in fact, did the thing.
Can we set up a Ouija board to, like, now that we know his name, just, like, go find him in the afterlife and then just set it up so that you constantly get spam calls?
Yes. Your car warranty is expiring. This is a final courtesy call. Jesus. Oh,
in
man.
The post.
I love the 1-star reviews on serial killer movies and documentaries. Yeah. Oh, man. So interesting. We'll see what happens with that. We'll see where we go from there. Oh, man. This next one is kind of fucked up and fun in a way. I think it's fun.
The last one was neither of those things, so let's do this.
Yeah. No, that we got serious. This one... A gravestone that has been missing for almost 150 years was used as a marble slab to make fudge in somebody's kitchen. This is totally legit. A little old lady that lived in Michigan had it in her kitchen and would use it at the holiday times. Okay. And she was a little too batty. They had to, she got old. They had to send her to a assisted living home. And they went through the house to go clear out her stuff. And they're like, what's this big marble slab? It's a fucking gravestone from the 1870s. What?
Like, my first thought was like, did she know them?
No.
Is this like a thing that people do?
No.
It's like in Massachusetts back in the 1800s, they'd keep the gravestones for a week and then they'd use it for fudge.
It's really bizarre. Oh, come on with the fucking ads, man.
Thanks, CNN.
We don't want to see your ads in my face. Dude, yeah, what the heck, man? That is crazy shit. So this lady just had it. They don't know exactly where she specifically got it, but the story kind of goes here that it was missing because a man named Paul J. Weller died in 1849, and then they moved the graves at one point. They had to move it, and it was 1875, so it wasn't that long later, but some of the headstones never made it. So it's like the opposite of Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Where they took the tombs, the headstones, and then left the bodies. They moved the bodies, but some people's stones just ended up like not there. Dusty. His fudge is to die for. That's why I keep you around. It's fucking great. So yeah, they had somebody come, an auctioneer, to take care of the items, and they're like, what in the fuck is this? And they're like, oh, she used to use it to make fudge, no big deal. They don't know how the fuck it got there. Nobody knows. No one knows. Yo, a tombstone, an entire tombstone. What?
Welcome to receiving items in the museum world.
Oh,
you just get a box at the door, and there's no notes. And somebody might show up one day and be like, oh, my grandma donated that. It's like, great. She Nazi stolen art? Can we address this?
Interesting.
Weird shit.
Interesting. On Wednesday, when we do an interview, I want to know the details of some of this stuff. This is what I want. I want to pick your brain on like some of this museum stuff. So if these guys are still here Wednesday, we're gonna get into it. It's gonna be awesome. I do want to know. There's probably a lot of really interesting shit. Yeah.
There's so much interesting stuff.
I know, and we all need to know.
With like spiders in it.
Yeah, the spiders were hand-me-downs.
They were.
It's a historical spider.
So they did some restoration. They put the stone back. They tried to find the family members, which was cool. He had some relatives that were also buried in that cemetery, so they put the stone with it, because obviously they don't know where his body necessarily is. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. It's been missing for 146 years before it was returned. 146 years missing. So it's pretty neat. So Weller now resides next to his daughters 172 years after his death. 172 years. Wow. Isn't that crazy?
In my heart of heart, I want it to be like he was haunting it, and she found out that he was just fine as long as she was making fudge on it. Every couple times a year, you
haunted
make fudge. That's how you get rid of a poltergeist.
Totally, you
make
appease
them
that much fudge.
You just cover.
I mean, I can't say I blame her, but like that is a very large item to be making fudge on. Like, let's talk about a giant headstone for a minute. Every single year that you want to make the fudge, you're going to take this gigantic marble slab. Yeah. And pop it on its side, and then you just shove it in the corner of the kitchen when you're done.
Right. And it just hangs out there. Like, that's just Grandma's fudge 400-pound thing. Like, was it used as a... What was it used as the rest of the year? Was it just like the backsplash? Or like shove it in a drawer? Get your 10 grandkids to help move it out onto the table. That's really stout table.
Seriously, they made it sound like in the article that like it had been turned around. So they were like, "What's this marble slab?" And then they were like, "Jesus!" When they turned it around and it had like the actual like inscriptions on it. So she knew. They knew. They fucking knew.
Haunted fudge
I
is
can't
the best fudge.
quite blame them for that. It's kind of awesome. Yeah. It's kind of awesome. I feel bad for the guy, but if you're like, okay, this is a gravestone from the 1870s, I literally don't know where this lives. I don't know where this goes. So it's like, at that point, you're making use of it rather than it going in a trash pile. Like, what else are you supposed to do with it? How are you going to find the body? You can't. It's just impossible to know. Yeah. Unless you do like a shitload of research and somehow she acquired it. Where the fuck did she acquire a goddamn giant, ancient tombstone?
Well, you know when you drive by a company that's getting rid of office furniture, and this is just the cemetery equivalent.
And it's like free,
we're moving the
free to a good home.
This is a heavy rock.
Okay, Roxy, we'll hold the fort down for you. But,
all right, pause the show.
Yeah. Roxy's gonna be right back. We're pausing. We even got hold music. I love it. It's fucking great. Okay, so you made it past that. Okay. Let's see. Here is...
Oh, Dusty, I think that the haunting of the fudge, it was probably distributive. I imagine it's like a little bit of haunting for everyone. So like the first people were super haunted.
Yeah.
But then as you like eat the fudge, it distributes haunting.
That would make sense. Over time, the hauntingness just dissipates slowly but surely. It's like diluted. Yeah. Totally. Diluted over time.
Not to spoil a fantasy book from the 70s, but in one of the Terry Pratchett books, there's one called Weird Sisters that's basically the Scottish play, and they take a ghost from the castle that was tied to the stones of the castle by just taking one of the stones around. So I imagine it was something like that. Like it became, it takes a little bit of that marble is going to go with the fudge if it's being placed on there. And so I imagine that you're just distributing the area that the ghost can be in. It's like, really, you're just giving them a chance to go places.
And then get pooped out.
Yeah.
Aww. That's sad.
And that's why your plumbing makes weird noises.
Yeah. Bang, bang, bang. Ooh. Hey, I love Uncle Scar. Hey. Welcome to Weird News Monday. Oh, we got a raid. Oh shit. I looked down for like 2 seconds and I look up and we got a fucking raid. Hoss Caddy, what's up? Thank you so much for the raid. You are fantastic. Awesome. I hope that your stream was awesome. Cool. Dusty went ahead and put a link. Please go follow Hoss Caddy. Yeah. Oh, Ben Jobby, I'm so happy to see you. That's awesome. And Uncle Scar, that's so cool. I am happy to have you guys join our party right now. Good. I'm so glad it was good. That is awesome. Well, you came in just in time for some weird shit. We just talked about a lady that had a tombstone in her kitchen that she would make fudge off of. That was from 1875. She went to the old folks' home, and they cleaned out the house, and they found a tombstone from the 1800s that she was making fudge off of. So haunted fudge, discussing the possibility of haunted fudge and how haunted is the fudge. Like, is the first fudge more haunted than the last fudge, or is it like equal amount of haunting? We don't know. Nobody knows. It's a mystery and inspired by mystery. Haunted fudge. Yeah, Benjamin, this is my friend Cody. He is my co-host for the day. Him and my lovely friend Corey are here visiting, and I was like, you know what? We're going to have you co-host, and he's been the best co-host. It's been fantastic, so
it's been a lot of
fun. Great. Murdered Monk, what up? Welcome. Ooh. I like your name. That's a cool name. Murdered Monk. I dig it. I'm sure if you ate it, your stomach would let you know the level of the haunt. Oh man, that's so funny. And I love Uncle Scar. The TikTok lady, I don't know about that one specifically, but it's something that I have always been very interested in, is restoration projects for cemeteries. And actually I did an interview with somebody, it was a few months ago, Petunia Jade. Actually, it's on the YouTube, so if you guys are interested, you can go to Inspired by Mystery Podcast YouTube, and there's the archive videos. And I did a interview with her, and she takes casts of gravestones specifically in the New England area. So a lot of them are the old, like, winged skulls and all the really cool old imagery. And she teaches classes on how to read the inscriptions and what they mean. It's awesome. She's super, super cool. I met her at a craft fair in a graveyard in Philadelphia, actually, a few years ago, which was the coolest place to meet, in a graveyard.
That's
and
also the
we
best
became
place to have a craft fair.
It was great.
Amazing.
My witch hat that I have, I actually bought homemade witch hat. No, it's way epic. It's somewhere upstairs, but I got that like in the graveyard. Like, the table was set up, like, over John Smith or whoever, and she's like, excuse me, like, sorry. I'm like, dude, this is in the graves.
Yeah.
It was nuts. But she's really cool. Petunia Jade is fantastic. And the gravestonegirls.com is her website. And she sells the casts. Her and two other people, one specifically that's her, like, BFF, but somebody else is on the team, too, where they make these casts and they sell them, and they're absolutely amazing. They're so fucking cool, and there's like little buttons and pins and stuff, like smaller ones that she makes, but she picks out the coolest tomb inscriptions and makes these casts of them that you can have. And she talked about like restoration projects, and it's something I've always wanted to do. I always wanted to be a part of, restoring these old graves that are just sitting there just wasting away. All the family members are gone, and I think it is really important to like keep people's memories alive. So I love anybody that goes out there and is doing these restoration projects. I really support it and love it. And honestly, I thought about it after the fact, right when like lockdown happened, like I should have got into that because you're out in the graveyard away from people. That would have been the perfect time to do it, and I didn't think about it until way later on down the line. So anybody that's got a little extra time on their hands and you're interested, it's really cool to preserve history. So not only do they go and clean these graves up, but they also are doing like archives. So certain graveyards, all of the people and all of their information that's readable is cataloged, but there's some smaller ones around the country where it hasn't all been cataloged yet. So you can go just as a volunteer person and go and put down all the information, and then you're putting it into the historical records. I think it's so cool. It's so cool. Let's see. What did I miss on here? Did I miss anything important? You live near a few older cemeteries. I'm totally interested in maybe doing a West Coast thing. Ooh, yes. Well, if you want, come out here. I will take you to cemeteries. I will go to old cemeteries anytime, for sure.
There's one out near Rainier that's got that's just part of an old ghost town, and so you end up doing this trail walk and happen across them.
What?
Yeah, there's trail. It's just this trail, and you like take a weird turn, and there'll be like a little fence and this beautiful little tiny gravestone that's still sticking out.
Really? Do you know the name of that one?
I don't remember.
Is it right by a bridge?
They're all right by a bridge.
Okay, but there's a specifically one that we were trying to find. Me and Tavia were trying to find. It's right near like the base of Rainier, and I can't remember the damn name of it off the top of my head, but it was right by a bridge, and we couldn't figure out where to park and how to get to where we needed to go. But that sounds super cool.
I think I saved it.
Oh, you're from a small town in Georgia, Bernard Monk. Cool. I lived in Georgia for some time. I'm not sure where in Georgia you live, but I used to live in Roswell, Georgia at one point. And there is the Founders Cemetery, the Roswell Founders Cemetery, and it's very small, and it's really cool. There's some like really nice monuments there. Also sad, but I like to go pay my respects to. There's a lot of slave graves there as well, so it's pretty much just a rock. Something that was really special and profound that I experienced at that cemetery in the winter. I went in the winter. And, you know, Georgia doesn't get, like, super, super cold, but it's fucking cold enough, you know? It's pretty cold. There were yellow flowers growing out of a couple of the slave graves in the middle of the winter. There was flowers that I don't think should have been there under normal circumstances. That made me feel like it was pretty special. I thought there was something to it, so I acknowledged it. I was like, rock on.
That's incredible.
Good job. Yeah, that's awesome. Making flowers. Oh, you live near Rome, Georgia. Okay. I don't remember exactly where, but I feel like that's somewhere in the Athens region. But there's a lot of really cool old stuff out there, for sure. Georgia has a lot of cool old historic stuff. I mean, it's like Confederate old stuff, which is like not the coolest. But as far as historically speaking, it's really, really neat. Northwest. Okay. Of Atlanta.
There is.
Yeah, Melmont. That's the one. Melmont. Yep. I couldn't remember the name. Okay, so
left at the
later.
cool cart instead of right.
Yeah.
Okay, we will have to talk about that later because I always wanted to go to Melmont, and me and Tavia seriously tried, and we're like, we don't know where to go. So we just went on the other side of the bridge and walked down and hung out and spray painted under the bridge, and we were like, sweet, this is better than nothing. But we did not make it to the ghost town at all.
Yeah, it's Melmont, Washington, out near Rainier. There's a bunch of Sasquatch out there too, so keep your eye out. So they've got, if you haven't checked out the BFRO, Bigfoot Research Center or organization.
Not.
Oh, you should check out their website. It's pretty slick. My mom's written her story on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Your mom has a Bigfoot story?
She does. Her and my grandpa both have them.
Really?
I saw Bigfoot once, but it turned out to be a tree as I was turning a corner and the light caught it
bitch.
weird. I was so excited. I got her all wound up. It's like, yeah, I saw it. I was driving down the road, and then there's just this big triangular shape, and
it was
described what I saw, and it looked like Bigfoot coming out of the trees in my car, and I slammed my brakes on, and it was just a tree.
Fuck.
Probably.
That sucks. But hey, you know, like at least you checked it out and didn't just like keep going and just tell everybody forever you definitely saw Bigfoot, you know? Like, okay, you thought it was.
That's how I start the story every time, though.
Yeah, you're like, I saw Bigfoot, but it was a tree. That's actually pretty funny. But yeah, I'm curious to hear their stories. Maybe on Wednesday when we do our interview, I want to cover a bunch of shit, so I would like to hear those stories. So tune back in on Wednesday when we do interviews. Yeah, that's inspired by history.
Message it to me.
Okay, so for those of you that are new in here, on Monday we do weird news. Normally it is my dear husband Dusty Rockets who is my co-host, but my friend Cody is here, so he is my host for the day. And we cover weird shit. We don't cover political stuff, none of that kind of news. We find the weirdest shit that's happening in the world, and I share it with you because I always love when I'm digging around on whatever platforms and I'm like, that is so fucking weird, you know? And like, I put it all together. That's like a whole bunch hours worth of weird shit. I love it. It's so fun. So let's see. This one's maybe not necessarily super weird, but it's really, really cool. This was in Sri Lanka. Somebody was digging around in their backyard and they found one of the largest clusters of sapphires that has ever been found ever, of star sapphires. Yo. It hasn't even been fully appraised yet. They don't even know 100% yet. It's still in the process. It could be worth $100 million.
Wow.
It is scaling
Just hanging
at
out.
2.5 million carats. Yo.
That's so many Bugs Bunnies.
That shit is crazy.
That's
It
nuts.
is so many. Murdered Monk, I
Hard
totally, yes, totally understand. Going to the battlefields, it's a very loaded thing. There's a lot of different angles of that one. Actually, I went to a battlefield in Tennessee one time, and at first I was like, wow, this is so magical. Like, it's just like taking in the history, and I was like really feeling it and trying to imagine what it was like, and then I got a horrible feeling. I feel like I had like a psychic event or something like that, which something like that has only happened to me very, very minimal times. And I felt heat, extreme heat. And it wasn't hot that day or anything like that. Like, I felt like I was feeling some of the residual energy of that battleground area. And I got really fucking sad. And I was like, we gotta go. Like, I was like, I wonder what it was like. I wish I had a window to understand what it was like during this hard time. And then I got the answer, and I was like, okay,
Never mind.
got it. I'm gonna go now. Oh, that is rough. Oh, thank you, Dusty, for giving Benjabi a subscription. That is fantastic. Oh, and to Murdered Monk too.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome to the family, you guys. I'm happy to have you guys. This was the best. So, sapphires. Holy shit, dude. It's crazy. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here.
Wait, what?
It is a cluster. So it's not one giant one. It's a bunch of different ones, and they have different levels of clarity. When they were moving it, a few broke loose that are similar to what was showed at the beginning of this post. Nice, clear, like reasonable sized chunks of star sapphire. But this whole thing is just a bunch of sapphire chunks all smooshed in, which this is right on time because I just went to Montana and I bought back bags of dirt that I bought that came from these sapphire mines, and I actually found a few sapphires.
Really?
I did.
That's so cool.
I found sapphires.
That's
It was really fun.
I needed that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a bunch?
There is bags of dirt in front of my table right now because we've been in the process of mining through all this stuff. And some of them have sapphires. I got garnet dirt from one of these ghost towns, and
that's so cool.
With that face
going, why is
I know.
so much
I've got a
dirt?
bag
Yes,
of
there's
dirt.
dirt because
I've got a
we're in
bag
the
of
middle of
dirt.
mining process. It's awesome.
That's
It's
so
so
cool.
awesome. I'll have to show you. Actually, Corey, there's some dirt hanging out right there. You can totally, like, that little tray. If you want to pick through, there's garnets in there. It's just sitting right
That's so
there.
cool.
Just waiting to be picked through. It's fucking amazing. So, all the sapphire talk, and I found this, and I was like, that is right on time. That is awesome.
Have you ever dug for amethyst?
I have dug for amethyst, actually. Yes, in Finland. I went to an amethyst mine in Finland. And I got my very own amethyst that I dug out of the ground in Finland. It was so awesome.
Literally developed in the dirt and sat there for however long they sit there for, more than a decade. And you just found it, and it's no use.
Yes. I was the first person to touch this ever, ever, ever. It's funny because they're like, okay, you can take a couple little pieces and then one reasonable piece the size of your hand or palm of your hand or whatever. And they know who's going to dig through all that shit. You're supposed to put the rest of the stuff on the table. Tell me one person that's my mother. She's so honest. She would probably be like, they said I can only take these. But I was wearing like hand warmers, and I was just like rah, 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 like shoving them in my fucking hand warmers. Like, well, then this should go. And I did take some and put them on the table to show sign of good faith. I am giving some back, but of course we kept the fucking best ones. Yo, I'm digging through the ground in Finland. I'm keeping it.
I'm mining.
Yes, I'm mining. I'm a miner. It was great. It was so fun.
So cool.
It was seriously so fun. And there's actually a place around here, Hanson's Creek. I'm in a bunch of like rock hounding of the Northwest and Washington groups, and a bunch of people recently have been posting up about Hanson's Creek, and apparently there is amethyst and like pretty sizable quartz points that you can either find in certain places on the surface or pretty close to the surface just by digging through the dirt. So I was thinking maybe going tomorrow before it gets all snowy and shit like that. So
there's a bunch down in Oregon that Corey's been telling me about for years that we've been meaning to go to for Oregon Sunstones.
Oh, I know those are your favorite.
And there's another one that I forgot what it's called. What's the one that you make spears out of? They're like arrowheads.
Are you talking about flint, or are you talking about...
Probably flint. I know there's a shinier one, though.
Obsidian?
Yes, obsidian.
Yeah.
Volcanic glass.
I want to make a series of spears from history, and one of them I want to be obsidian. Because I think it'd be so cool to make a traditional, like, nap my own stone, take the tree from nearby.
Yes, that would be amazing and lovely, and I think you absolutely should do that. There's the big obsidian flow down in southern Oregon that my brother has talked about, and it's just like a bunch of obsidian all over the place. Which is a lot of pumice, around here. There's a lot of just like, regular, like, volcanic rocks. But as far as obsidian, apparently there's a big flow of it that you can just go and get some. And I haven't been yet, but I really want to go.
Same here.
Maybe we could go sometime. Maybe we could make a trip.
Rocks.
Yes. I've got like rock hounding equipment and everything. Yep, I got some rock hammers and chisels and a cool bag that they go in that makes me look official.
It's all about that.
Totally. Well, as I said, it's like a nice, like sturdy canvas bag, so you can put a bunch of other rocks in it and shit like that. It's not going to fall apart. It's very important. So I'm down.
Really
I'm
cool.
down to go smash some fucking rocks sometimes. I would love it. That would be the best. Yes.
Put yes on.
Yes on Proposition Obsidian Blade. Yes. Okay, guys, this is so cool. This next story is so cool. So I want to give you guys a little bit of backstory here. This place that I'm going to be talking about is one of my favorite places in this country. And it's not. But it's I know I know where you were thinking, but it's in the same region. I know my friend Corey was thinking Jerome, Arizona.
It was.
Because Jerome, Arizona is my number one favorite place in this country. Although this story also takes place in Arizona. It is on the north side of Flagstaff at the Wapatki National Monument. So there's the Sunset Crater Volcano Monument and the Wapatki, which it's essentially kind of in one. You pay one entrance fee and you drive all the way through. It's a pretty long drive. So you get the volcano and you get the huge lava flows and everything. And then you start seeing the native ruins, the Anasazi ruins. And there's some smaller ruins, which are still very cool, very substantial. And then there's the big one, which was the city back in the day. And it is a absolutely magical place. I have been quite a few times. I just went last year. I took Tavia with me, and there's no security at night or whatever, so we watched the sunset from here and watched the stars come out, and we sat in one of the ruins. We had a drum and a flute, and I had a little incense. I got a little teepee incense while I was out there, and we lit that in the thing, and we had like a really, really magical moment in these ruins. So right adjacent to these little ruins that we were hanging out in, there is the old ball court. So it is a circular area, or I guess, oblong circle area. And back in the day, they would do whatever their equivalent of different ball games were. Mm-hmm. So it's a bunch of like clay, essentially, clay and dirt. But it's not just like the regular ground dirt. I guess they had sifted through for whatever reason, took all the big rocks out, what have you. So they got a big rain, and these prehistoric creatures started coming out, and were living in this little lake that was there for about a couple weeks. They got so much rain. They got about 5 inches of rain in one monsoon, and they immediately started hatching. And
are they tribos?
Uh-huh. The three-eyed dino shrimp.
Three-eyed dino shrimp.
I raised those.
You did. That's awesome. That's amazing.
We have some
These
in
are
Alcon still.
gigantic.
Are they?
Yep.
Are these,
Yes.
like big.
Yes, I'm gonna. Yes, they are. Because I
We
know
might have to
that
make a
like
trip
the.
and buy some dirt.
Yeah, this is if you now I know you take some of that dirt. Here they come. It's this crazy story. Where's my little visual here? I'm finding the visual. Everybody, be patient. Oh my God, this is so cool. What? This is so fucking cool.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you. Okay,
Oh my gosh.
okay. Hundreds of three-eyed dinosaur shrimp emerge from Arizona Monsoon.
They're so cool.
Boom, look at it go, guys.
And they do this cute little wiggle dance as they swim around. That's
big, right?
It's
That's
so
really, really big.
Or they have the tiniest hands.
Dude. And when I read this at first, I was like, wow, crazy, like three-eyed, whatever, like coming out Arizona Monsoon. And when I read that it was in the ball court,
where you were hanging
I
out.
was just, I've been multiple times, and I was literally just there last year, and it's a very, very special and like sacred place to me as an individual. Like, I feel like I really connect with that, and it's just such a beautiful and peaceful and calming place, and I feel like I am honored to be there, like to be in the presence of that energy. And when me and Tavia were, of course, respectfully doing our little ceremony type of thing in their ruins, like I felt very welcomed, and I felt like whatever energy was there was very grateful that we were there and bringing music to that space. It had been a long time. I felt very like a thank you. So it's like real special. And then I'm like, wow, and that was crazy. Like triops are just popping out of the fucking ground.
Right.
So one of the visitors goes up to the little, I don't know what you would call it, the visitor center or whatever, and was like, you have tadpoles in your like lake down there. And they're like, what?
Lake?
Yeah, because it just like filled up with water, and they're like, "What do you mean?" And they looked over there, and there was just hundreds of them.
And can you imagine, like, while you're there, there's nothing nearby, you think, and you're just surrounded by life anyway, and all it required was a little water.
Just a little water, and they busted right out like really fast, which is so
Tadpole
interesting.
size is
They can lay
huge.
dormant for decades until enough rainfall. Any reports of snacking? Yes. It didn't take long for the birds to realize that this was going on, and a bunch of birds were coming in, picking them off, But that's okay, because it's the circle of life. But what's interesting is these creatures have not evolved very much in like an extremely long period of time. So they're from the Devonian period, which is 419 to 359 million years ago. And they have changed very seldomly since that time. So yeah, here's a picture, of the ball court right here. It's amazing. And just to give you perspective, 419 to 359 million years ago, dinosaurs didn't even emerge until the Triassic, which was 252 million years ago. So double the amount of time that dinosaurs began to now. These creatures have somehow made it.
That's nuts.
And then they're just sleeping in the desert. And then we get a good rain, and they just pop on up.
And they break down so fast too. Like, you don't know that they would be there because their little bodies are just so delicate that right after they die, they start breaking down.
Crazy.
Like, we were trying to preserve a few of them when we were raising them because they're the ones we had were like big brine shrimp size, and so they were really difficult, and their little exoskeletons would turn clear and then just kind of fall apart, and like alcohol would kind of preserve them. But I think
is it kind of like sea monkeys?
Yeah. Or the ones that you got
because
were
I think the
sort
sea
of like
monkeys
sea monkeys.
are similar.
They're tribos. I mean, they're those guys, but they're nasty little cannibal creatures.
Yeah.
And when they die, they're just kind of goo on the inside, an exoskeleton, and so when they die, the goo just kind of goes out through their little legs, and then their exoskeletons fall apart.
That's so interesting.
But they're really pretty rainbow-colored exoskeletons.
That's so cool.
And they look
That's so
really
neat.
similar to that. Not like that.
They were saying that they go through several molts until they are fully matured, and they are fully matured in over a week.
They're like really fast lobsters.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So they're like, bam, 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 I'm mature. We're mating real fast. You got to get this shit done fast because you're about to be
It's gonna dry
gone.
up.
One and
Yep.
done, baby.
Yep. So yeah, the little pond lasted for 3 to 4 weeks, and now it's dried up, and they're gone, and they will return someday.
There's just little eggs now.
Just add water, but it still rains out there. So why are they not popping up like more frequently? It just seemed like it needed a really like substantial soaking in order for them to hatch. But they're so cute. They're such cute creatures. That's so cool that you guys were growing them, but they weren't that big. The ones that you got weren't that big.
Nearly that big. There's another picture in that slideshow. That one kind of looks like them, but they weren't that colorful and like speckled like that. Those ones are really pretty.
That's really pretty. It's so cool. It's so cool.
And they get stuck in the rocks because they're in a little fish tank, and they like get stuck halfway upside down and be like wiggling to try and get out. It was really cute.
Oh, that's awesome.
You just like sit there watching them like these are dinosaurs.
Wow, it's so freaking cool. It's so cool. So
yeah, tri-ups.
Yep, that's the one. The little tri-ups. I love it. It's so cool. I'm just so happy that this happened somewhere that I just extra love so much. It just makes it so much more magical of a place. And for any of you guys out there that have not been, I highly recommend. It's not very far from Flagstaff. It's the Sunset Crater and Wapatki National Monument combo kind of thing. So you get to see a fucking awesome cinder cone volcano, and you get to see these ruins, and it's fucking amazing. And the sky out there, oh my god, it's so clear. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. So highly recommend. Put it on your list and steal a little dirt if you want to.
Bring your own pet home. So many legs.
So many legs. Cool. Well, to follow up with this super cool, native stuff that we've got going on, next news story is pretty cool. They are working on the Crazy Horse Monument, which has been in the works since the 80s. It has been taking a very long time, and it is coming along quite nicely. They don't know exactly when it's going to be done, but it is bigger than Mount Rushmore. And this has been constructed without any government funding, which I have opinions. I'm sure we all do. Government should be helping out, but whatever, we don't need no government to do this. So it's really, really cool that they are honoring the indigenous people of the area, that will last thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So it's a very cool legacy to leave behind. I think it's really, really neat. So just give a good props to these guys for carving this massive and gigantic Crazy Horse sculpture.
Have you ever been out there?
I have not. I've never been to South Dakota.
It's totally worth it. It's a whole different world. It feels like going to a new planet.
Really?
But going to Crazy Horse especially was really moving. And what we did was went to Mount Rushmore first, and then we went to Crazy Horse later in the afternoon.
Cool.
Because they do a laser show. And
really?
It's a laser show talking about, they do they talk about how the world was created according to the story of the people that lived in the Badlands, and talked about the hopes and goals of the program that's developing at that monument. Because at the Crazy Horse Monument, they also want to build eventually a school, as I remember. Now, I was 16 when I went, and they didn't have half of that face done. So that's incredible to see how far they've moved on with
that's
it.
neat that you got to see it, and you get to see it evolve too, rather than like plain rock. It's done. Like that's neat that you got to see that in process. It's so cool.
It's really
very
neat
neat
to
that
see
you got to go, and the laser show is extra fun.
And they want to do a school there eventually. The architectural drawings are really beautiful, and they want to have this entire body carved out. Like,
wow.
They finished the face now, but they want to do hair.
My
they
goodness,
do
that sounds...
an arm.
Yes.
I thought they wanted to do a
The
horse rearing.
Yeah, so the horse is under his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's going to be
I am
absolutely massive.
very excited to see that evolve over time. That's so neat. Because, you know, everything breaks down. All of the houses, buildings, cars, all this shit's breaking down. It takes a really long time for that to erode. It will in time, but that is something that will stay behind long after I feel humans will no longer be here anymore. Because we have an expiration date. It's probably not too far in the future.
We got a pretty big filter
scale
to pass through first.
Yeah. We're not doing so good. But I think it's very neat. So, you know, who knows if there's time travel or if aliens pop in later or whatever happens, they'll be like, we get it. Okay, cool. And then the douchey presidents are right down the road. You know. But that's okay. It's still cool.
Yeah,
It's leaving some cool stuff. Yeah, and Murdered Monk says, I think it's nice it's happening without government assistance. But they should be helping, you know, and not completely funding it. I think helping would be nice, appropriate to at least be like, we're just gonna give you a little bit. There you go. Yeah. We respect what it is that you're doing enough to help out at least a little bit. It's pretty douchey for them to just not do anything.
Pay artists? What?
I know. Damn it. Support your local artists, guys. Support us. We need it. But yeah, that was really cool. That was super, super cool. Okay, now we're switching gears right now to something absolutely ridiculous. So a British man at the beginning of lockdown was sitting around, had way too much time on his hands, was getting a little tipsy, decided to change his name legally to Celine Dion.
Yes.
He saw Celine Dion a couple years before live and is like, I fucking love Celine Dion. I love her. I'm wasted. And you know what? I'm going to change my name to Celine Dion and I'm fucking doing it. And he absolutely did. He paid the £89 for the paperwork, did the whole thing legally. Celine Dion.
That's amazing.
Is she suing?
No.
What could she sue
As
about?
far as I know, you could do whatever.
You name yourself anything you want.
Oh my God.
Just not Mickey Mouse. They'll find a way.
It's so funny. His formerly was Thomas Dodd.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Dodd.
It's not a bad name.
His now Celine Dion. What the hell?
It's amazing.
It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Oh my God. So that's just a quick one, but it was funny. It's pretty funny. Oh, the next one, I've been so excited to get to this one the entire time we've been talking because this is like, to me, this is like the funnest one right now.
I've been so curious about this picture.
Oh my God. Okay. So.
Yes.
In New
I
Zealand.
heard about this one. It makes me so happy.
For the past 23 years, and maybe beforehand, I don't know, but this fine fellow here has been called the Wizard of New Zealand. And he has been on the payroll for around 23 years.
You gotta have a wizard.
For acts of wizardry in the city. That's what he was paid for. It is the equivalent of about $11,700 US dollars. It's about 16,000 Australian dollars. And this guy, obviously, look at him go. He's got the hat. He's got the little cloaky kind of thing going on. He's got the beard. Like, it's a wizard. If I've ever seen a wizard, this guy is the wizard. And apparently they made a decision. The city council was like, okay, we're not going to pay you anymore because you don't fit the modern image of the city anymore. And his response was basically like, well, you can't stop me. Like, you don't even have to pay me, but I will not stop. He is going to keep going. This man
He's not going to stop being the wizard.
Nope. He said he hated being canceled. Look at his face.
This is the problem with cancel culture.
Yep.
This is a miscarriage of New Zealand justice.
I know, dude. Why would you not pay the wizard? Pay the wizard.
Look at
You
that
pay the
clown.
wizard. Look, he looks so happy and so cute. How do you get a wizardry job?
Actually, a really great cloak.
It is a good question.
Really good.
I don't know. All I know is I'm about to be working at a wizard pub
That's
it's
how you get a
opening up
wizardry
next
job.
month, and we are hiring. So I will tell you right now, if you in fact are a wizard and are looking for wizardry employment, we are hiring. And that sounds ridiculous, but
for
it's
real.
true. It's for real. We are hiring wizards and witches and all in between. Apply with it. It's called the Splintered Wand, if anybody's interested. Google the Splintered Wand in Seattle, and you will see some photos of it. It's fucking awesome.
It looks amazing inside. I'm so excited.
It does look so amazing. Yeah, I was just there today working before I came here, and it's magic. It really is magic. So check it out, Splintered Wand in Seattle. Google it. Okay, so Ian Brackenbury Chanel is the wizard's name. Oh, look at him. He looks like Da Vinci or something like that. Like, just pay the man. Poor guy. But yeah, they gave him a letter and thanked him for his services over the past few decades. And that we are bringing our formal contractual arrangement to a close. And she said it was a difficult decision. Which, I mean, it should have been a difficult decision because, like, just
do you
keep
want
the
a
wizard.
curse?
I know.
This is how you get one.
I know. It makes me sad. Yeah, Whitney. Yes, you're going to have to come check it out.
Hard agree.
Message me, and I will tell you VIP inside information. Message me. So yeah, he's been paid since 1998, and he says it makes no difference. I will keep going, and they'll have to kill me to stop me.
Oh my gosh.
This was the wizard's
I want to
quote.
know what he's working on then.
I
Like,
don't know.
that's the kind of person. The wizard's the kind of person who's gonna set something up for the long term, and
Yeah, and he's like, you're just gonna pull funding on my acts of wizardry right
if
now.
New
Like, what's he
Zealand
doing?
sinks,
It's
or
their
is
fault. It's
overrun
their fault.
with
Yep.
sheep,
Or explodes.
Yep.
or explodes,
Yep. Yeah. Who
or
knows?
if it's volcanoes that it might have. I'm not entirely sure about their geography. I just saw Lord of the Rings a million times growing up.
I'm sad that he is not officially, like, just keep the wizard. Oh, it's not a modern city, whatever. Like, dude, this is really cool. Like, it's important. It's part of the history, and I think that they should have kept him. Personally, I am offended that they are firing the fucking wizard of New Zealand, man. Ah.
Yes, Whitney.
Next, not inspired by mystery podcast, City in New Zealand raises $100,000 to sustain the wizard for 10 years. Telling you, man. Yes. I think we need to, like, send him a fruit basket at least, or something like that, and be like, sir, we are so sorry to hear about your, being laid off, but we love you. That might happen sometime. Oh man. So yeah, okay, there you go. Now we know the story of the Wizard of Christchurch.
Wizard Chanel.
Yes, that's fucking awesome. What a cool guy, dude. He looks awesome. I'm gonna do more research and look up a little more about him. I want to know, like, where he came from, how he got that job. Was this a family thing? Is it passed down in the families? Did they just have, like, you are the next wizard?
Could be how wizards work.
It could. I don't know.
So doctors work sometimes.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? But all I know is that guy takes his job seriously. And now he's out of a job. Poor guy. He looks pretty old. Hopefully he saved up some money over time. Maybe he'll do private wizardry. Home wizardry.
Okay. I'm stuck on the idea from, like, the what book was that? Good Omens. How he made a demonic symbol of the M5 that circles around London, and that's why it has such bad traffic, is that there's just bad energy around it because it's this ancient sigil that he had, like, faked, like, this demon had made. I'm imagining this wizard, like, working on public works projects, and because he's a city employee, because he's the city's wizard, just has access to these things and has, like, been building up his giant curse using public works projects over time.
That's an interesting concept.
Now I need water. Well, we don't really want to put a public pool here. We need a public pool right here for magic.
For magic purposes. Yeah, and I love Uncle Scar would not want to make a wizard mad.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, Dusty, hold on, I'm reading back on these things now. Dusty says, I agree with the city. We need a newer, more hip with the times wizard.
A new wizard.
I'm gonna tell him you
A
said
wizard
that.
influencer.
Well, maybe you could have like a wizard's apprentice where you still keep old wizard.
That would be fun.
And then you also are bringing in a new hip, younger magic type of thing. But you don't just like fire the old, cute, Da Vinci looking man. I feel like that was not nice. Like, dude, let's be real. He's very old. He's probably not going to make it that much longer. Pay the fucking wizard till the time comes. You have an apprentice. Then you put the younger guy, hip and with it, wizard dude.
Disco wizard.
You don't just fire wizards. You don't do that. Disco wizards.
I agree with. I love Uncle Scar.
Yeah, old magic is scarier than new magic. Mm-hmm. You'll have a non-hip wizard. We don't even know if he was good at his job. You know what? That, I guess, is a valid point. You'd like to have a wizard?
Can you imagine the reviews? Just like, well, you're. It'd be like a report he has to file, like not showing up. If it's gonna be like what kind of paperwork is the wizard filling out that causes it to be a bad report?
Yeah, go to orbit. 3-star wizard. 3 stars.
You haven't been performing nearly enough miracles and far too many. Like people agree, too many curses.
Yes, too many curses. 2 stars.
Wizard Yelp review.
Well, Dustin, I will say that if you'd like to have a wizard, I think you should come up here to my new job that will be opening soon, and you should come get a magical potion from us because we're going to have magical potions. It's going to be cool. So any wizard fans, please come support my establishment. It'll be great.
I think that they did slay all the Komodo dragons on that island that doesn't have them. They have they don't have Tasmanian devils. That's Tasmania.
Komodo dragons are scary, dude. Those are fucking crazy.
They've got those weird little like pear-shaped birds with the weird.
Oh, the kiwis.
Beak. Yeah.
Yes.
They've got kiwis.
Kiwis are so cute.
He could be the protector of the kiwis.
He could be the protector of the kiwis. Give him
in
some kind of job, man.
Yeah.
Corey has
I just want to point out.
Yes.
Man is a rocket scientist. Can't remember the word for kiwis.
Yeah, because I didn't study biology of kiwis.
That's
it's a specialized skill.
Bird with the funny
It
nose.
has nothing to do with shooting lasers and metal.
Oh, I've had a literal leave shit behind to cast spells witch in my life recently. Interesting. Purge that shit, man. It's in your control. Purge it. Reset the energy. Kick that shit out. Blow it right out the door. That's a big bunch of nope. Somebody put a nope emote in the chat. Hold on, I'm noping it.
Nope.
Nope.
Although Stitch Witch clothing is always so comfy.
There we go. Hey, Danny! Danny noped too. Hi, Danny. Oh, man. Anybody that is in this chat who is not a fan or does not know Human Juke 81, he is absolutely fantastic. So talented. He is one of the hardest working and the most fun musicians on Twitch, in my opinion. I love this guy. So please, anybody that has not followed him, you've got to follow him. He is so fun. He does a Juke Goes Nuke, and when you hit a hype train, he will let everybody in the chat put random songs, and he just goes, he's on the piano, and he'll just be going, and he'll bust out lines of every song. Yeah, and he does it for, it's like 10 minutes sometimes. Like, it goes and goes and goes. It's fantastic. He's super, super talented. It's awesome. So, yeah, definitely Human Juke 81 all day long. He is not only super talented, but he is a lovely individual. I got to meet him when I was in Atlanta hanging out with Risky Biscuit Band. And Danny happened to be out there at the same time, too. Yeah, my dear old friends from back in the day that are streamers here on Twitch. And I was out there visiting and hanging out. And Danny came out, too. And it was so awesome. It was great. Yes, Benjabi, thank you so much for doing the host raid. I appreciate that so much. That's so awesome. Wow. I am so glad we got to hang too. You are a really fantastic human being. It was really nice to get to meet you. So it's cool. And I'm sure we will meet again. And it's not the only time. Oh, it was right. It was really fun. It was fun being on Risky Biscuits stream. It was awesome. I was a guest, so like you were a guest on mine. I was a guest on there, so it was fun. It was so fun.
It's good to be the guest.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got to sing a couple songs too, which was fun. Which was super fun. When Justin let me sing, which is rare, but I got to sing a couple. It was good. It was fun. Yay! Thanks, guys. I appreciate ya. So good. I'm just so glad that you're here, Danny. It is awesome. I'm happy to have you. Oh, thank you. Oh, Dustin, thank you for cheering. And it wasn't even just like one heart worth 50. It's like 50 hearts. That's the best. Yes. I really needed 50 hearts today. I really did. Thank you so much, Dustin. I appreciate that. You are a sweet, sweet person. Appreciate you. But since we're talking about the UK things, we're talking about the British man changing his name to Celine Dion, which is still as ridiculous as it was when I said it the first time. It's not changing in any way. It's so fucking ridiculous. Also, in London right now, I think it's London. It was UK. I'm not going to say for sure London. I think it was. There is... Oh, it's Manchester. Sorry. In Manchester, there is a... phantom bush trimmer. Oh shit, I didn't think. There's a phantom bush trimmer, which was the butt of many jokes and will continue to be the butt of many jokes right now. But this guy, oh, thank you, Dustin. You're so sweet. No, I'll take anything. Any love, any little hearts, I'll take them. Yeah, so this guy lives in this apartment and came outside and was like, who the fuck, like, trimmed my fucking bushes? Like, who is, like, trimming bushes? Why would you do that? And the guy, the person, I can't say the guy, the person, phantom bush trimmer, left all the shit, too. It's like, if you're gonna trim the bush, like, clean up. Dusty says Edward Scissorhands is on the loose. Yeah. I totally left it. It's very, very strange.
Well, it's already pretty hung out there too. Like it's hanging off of the wall into the public walkway. I'm curious if it was someone who was just fed up with
just over it. They're like, I am fucking over it. Like
walking by and getting hit in the face.
Maybe. I mean, it's very possible that somebody was just like irritated about them not doing it, and then they were like, okay, listen, I'm just gonna like hack.
A shadow of its no doubt former glory. I love this description. Half the hedge looks
Oh, Danny, have a nice look, my friend. I'm going to be listening while I play Rocket League. And, like, how did he do it silently? I don't know. He had to be cloaked by night. Like, he had to be cloaked in the night.
It wasn't gas-powered.
Totally. Yeah, I bet you this fool had a machete, dude. I feel like, I could be wrong. What I'm envisioning a machete person just like hack.
For it.
It's crazy. So it's funny because he posted up like, yo, does anybody know who the fuck did this? That's weird. And other people were like, you can come to my house. I need my bushes trimmed. So, but a lot of people were making jokes about the bush trimming. Do they do the back or just crack and sack it? It ain't the 70s, dude. No bush is the norm now. Like, people literally were going with the bush jokes, which is great. Because that's where my mind went. And then when I read it, I was like, I'm so glad that it's also... Because you don't know the lingo out there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot of different lingo. Like, fanny here means your ass, and out there it means lady parts. So, with this, like, does bush mean the same thing? Apparently it does. Now we know. No. Yeah. So, someone was like, ooh, will you do mine if you're reading this? You can wear a ski mask and remain anonymous. DM me, please. People are like, please trim my bushes. So, it's pretty funny. Yeah, but they're calling the victim. Adding to his original host, the victim urged people to come and see him if they need a hand with their bush, and not the mysterious phantom. If anyone local is in serious need of a trim, come to me. Oh, thank you for the follow. Yeah. I really appreciate that. You do rock. Yeah, better than some lunatic wandering with a big knife. It's a bizarre thing. It's a bizarre thing. It says be safe out there. Protect your bush.
Protect your bush.
it's pretty funny. But I did think about that too. I was like, what if people were just walking down that sidewalk and it was getting so out of control that they're like, fuck this bush.
Right.
Fuck this bush. This bush is killing me. It's very irritating. I'm just gonna do a little choppy, and we're moving along. So.
I have broken the limbs off of trees while walking on my normal path because they just had gotten too long and they would just clip me every time. So
and you're like, nope. We're gonna do a big nope, big giant nope. Okay. Well, sometimes you gotta do that. But it's funny that they made a whole hoopla about it too.
Right.
Yeah, the British, they make a hoopla.
Everyone wrote stern notes.
Okay, so this next one. All right. I don't know if we have any White Sox fans in the house. I don't care about sports. It's not my thing, but maybe some of you guys do. Maybe we have White Sox fans. I'm not going to lie. I thought the Red Sox were the Chicago people, but there's also White Sox, so I don't quite know what that means. But a woman took off her prosthetic leg and caught a fucking baseball at the White Sox game.
Yes.
She caught a baseball
Champion.
in the leg, man. Yo, that's like talent.
Right?
I feel like that's pretty amazing.
Pro level ball in a cup.
Oh, there's a
Maybe she's a cricket player.
Maybe. That would make a lot of sense now, wouldn't it? Okay, I was going to say, it says there's a video. Where's the video? This is not it. Nope. I think it's this one, but it's like, please turn off ad blocker. I'm not doing that. You can imagine what it would be like to catch a fucking baseball in a prosthetic leg.
There it is, moving through the
There
air.
it is. Yeah, come on,
Of the
use your
ninth.
imagination. Can't stand White Sox. They dirty. They never get clean. They always look like they smell. I cannot possibly agree with you more.
Mm-hmm.
I hate with a passion and will not ever wear just plain white socks ever.
Yeah.
Now I have 800 pairs of Halloween socks and other fun socks like that I got in Japan and what have you. I have a lot of socks, so I don't need white socks. But there's something about the consistency of the cotton or whatever it is that the white socks have that is just the absolute fucking worst. I don't understand it. There's so many fun socks in the world.
I know.
Why would you want white socks?
I'm not wearing fun socks right now, but I was wearing Bigfoot riding a bike while wearing a headband and drinking a beer socks yesterday.
Oh, fantastic.
And it was much better.
You got white socks right now?
No.
No? Okay.
They're
He's got
slightly
black socks
longer
on,
than
right?
ankle socks because my new shoes rub the back of my foot if I wear ankle socks.
Yeah. Oh, and then sometimes it slides under your foot while you're walking. It's the worst. Can't stand matching socks. Yeah. So
Yeah, there was the
matching
Fox
socks.
ones, too.
Honestly, I used to Punky Brewster it all the time. Punky
I had a bunch
Brewstering.
different.
Is have different ones, and I'm totally cool with that. But one thing that I notice is if they have too much of a different consistency,
Yeah, it feels weird.
then I can't help but focus on that. So I do like sock variety. Wearing two different ones is fine as long as none of them are white. We cannot have okay, little secret about me, which you probably already gathered by seeing at least a little bit of my life behind me and my hair. I fucking hate white. I hate white as an accent. Sometimes white can illuminate other colors. It's cool as an accent. But in general, I cannot stand white walls. I can't stand white sheets and everything. Like, I don't understand it. And white socks, I just think are the fucking worst, man. Yep.
The hardest part with like the different socks too is if you're standing there talking to someone and trying to pay attention to them, you're like, yes, I'm listening to what you're saying. Sorry, I can't pay any attention anymore. I'm wearing socks.
Yeah. I totally understand. And when they start bunching up and stuff, and I'm like, I can't continue.
Yeah.
Like, I can't focus. And I feel like those kind of socks, they don't have that stretch as much. And it's just like they bunch up. They make like
I found a few that work, but every time it's been like a holiday gift of socks. It's like, great, I'll wear them when I wear boots or something. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. These are leaving.
Trash.
These have to
Throw
go
them
right
in the
now.
trash. Oh, hi, Roxy. I'm glad you're back. We're talking about
Hey.
socks. Oh, cool. She also cannot stand white walls. Yep. I can't do it. I can't do the fucking white walls, man. But especially going to not hospitals, hotels or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's like white sheets and white pillowcases and stuff. I'm like, I am 100% getting mascara and lipstick and what have you on this pillow. And then even if, I don't know, like I just ate an Oreo cookie and there's a tiny little bit of Oreo cookie dust, boom, you're fucked. You know?
Giant
Yep,
scrape
brown,
across.
whatever. Like, I just feel like it's just crazy to like be able to see every little thing. I worked at a macaroni grill back in the day, and I had to wear a white button-down shirt with a tie, and then I had to wear a white apron, and I was like,
That's
"This
smart.
is like
That's
the
definitely a
epitome
good
of
idea for like food service to always wear. That's like doing an oil change in white pants.
yeah. And the funny thing is they're like, you have to have a new apron, like each day, like you can't have any stains on it. And for some reason, I don't know why, they said the standard was you're supposed to iron it and have a crease down the middle. And I was like, listen, I'm literally not doing that. You can't make me. And I didn't. And they'd be like, you don't have a crease today. And I'm like, dude, you even talked to me about this crease. Right. Like, you're lucky that it's clean. And there were so many times that I had to buy more because if you didn't have a clean one, they gave you like, I think it was 1 or 2 or something like that. So like, here's yours so you can trade them out.
For an hour.
But like, I'm going to do laundry every day.
Yeah.
Am I going to do laundry every day? I'm definitely 100% not doing that. So you'd go in and I'd be like, let me buy one. It's like $8 or whatever back in, 2001, which was like $20 today, or whatever. You have to like buy this shit constantly. It was
Back in my day, you had to take the wool and dye it yourself.
It's ridiculous. Really?
Yeah, she knits all my socks.
Oh, that's right. Your little knits. That's so
Corey
cute.
has very special socks. They are made on a 1897 sock knitting machine. They are dope as fuck.
Wow,
it is this crazy tube, and she winds the thing, and then a sock comes out, and she makes ones for me. They're like have hold against my foot in the middle, and they're super comfy, and they're like merino wool and any kind of wool you can imagine. They're really neat.
Dusty says they really like white at times. It's brown I can't do. I know I'm not a fan of brown either.
I can't get brown to work with anything. I have tried, but nothing that I wear normally works with browns for some reason.
Yep, I think it's kind of a bummer. I feel like they both start with B. Bummer and brown both start with B, and I'm like, meh. But I guess sometimes that's an accent. Like sometimes if it's a more steampunky type of thing, or like an old timey type of thing. Like if you had like a brown tweed, like old timey vest or something like that. Like okay, I could see that working. But just like under like normal, regular, like modern circumstances, me.
Oh, it'd be fun.
Yeah, there's so many colors out there in the world. Why would we not want colors? Yeah. Long live color. Yes. Roxy says Dusty, so you just love my house then, huh? Whatever, dude. We take everything for what it is. We just have to have purple and green walls and striped walls where we live, Everybody does their own thing. It's totally fine. Okay. All right. We made it through the Phantom Bush Trimmer. Da-da-da. And the baseball caught in prosthetic leg. Fantastic. So this one's pretty funny. So some guy in Shreveport, Louisiana, just won. Oh shit! It's showing. Thank you.
Don't look.
Sorry. Thank you. You saved the day.
Your internet was hanging out.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I was showing my bits. So yeah, this guy just won the fucking lottery, and it was the equivalent of a $700 million lottery thing that this guy won. So they're like, yo, what are you going to do with the money? Which is why I need to turn the volume on, because this shit's funny as fuck, dude. Okay, we'll do this one. Okay.
What are you going to do with that money if you win?
Well, I'm definitely going to get a new supercharged Mustang with dual exhaust and about 5 kilos of cocaine, and I'll be good to go.
Okay, so you like cars. You like cars.
He said it so casually.
And he's ready.
And he was just like, just 5 kilos of cocaine and I'll be good to go. 5 kilos. I don't know what that would look like.
I don't know how many
Like-
those are.
Like, I mean, it's like,
How many
I don't
cocaines
know.
do you inject with that?
2.82 pounds?
2.2 pounds times the
5.
5.
Good night, Corey.
More than
I love
10
you.
pounds.
So it's a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, that's like
And he's gonna
15
be good to go.
pounds.
It's a lot.
That's just a lot to carry around. Like, I don't think it's a very I don't know how dense the package would be.
I don't know, but it would definitely.
Does the news
be a
story
lot.
go on to cover like what that would look like? Like
No,
how many football
but
fields
there's a
is
little bit of
two-
an extra where it kind of shows a little bit more of her reaction. We'll do this one.
Oh, we got tweeted.
We're getting our tweet.
Ticket. What are you gonna do with that money if you?
Well, I'm definitely going to get a new supercharged Mustang with dual exhaust and about 5 kilos of cocaine, and I'll be good to go.
Okay, so you like cars. You like cars. I don't like cars. I don't know what I would do with all of that money. I would have to sit on it, pray on it for a day, figure out what I want to do with it. But Doug, back to you.
Please.
She did pretty well. She did
that
pretty
was very
well.
professional.
Yes, she totally rolled right through that.
Mhm.
I would have been like,
You what now?
I
What,
would have totally.
I heard the car.
Oh my god, I definitely would have laughed, and would have high-fived him too. Like
Where'd
you're
you
a
go?
boss,
Where's
dude.
he going? Very fast. Somewhere.
Very fast with his dual exhaust. How are
He'll
you
probably
supposed to
clean the
drive a
car
Mustang
really
with dual
hard.
exhaust properly without kilos of cocaine? Apparently. Oh my god, that shit is so fucking funny. That was good. That was really good.
That guy's days have been numbered. Winning the lottery is a curse. Yeah. There's so many stories about people losing it in like a year. People winning like millions of dollars, multiple millions of dollars, being able to spend it in a year because people find out about it and start borrowing money, and you want to help the family, and like kind of nickels and dimes your way out. And
Dude, I would travel so hard, and I would bring all the people I love on adventures with me.
Right.
That's what I would do. If I won the fucking lottery and I got a bunch of money, if it was just like a massive thing, the first thing that I would do, I've thought about this in great detail, that the first thing I would do is pick a really awesome place, and I would probably invite like 20 fucking friends, all expense paid. We're doing this thing. So everybody next month, I'll give them plenty of notice, but like everybody figure it out. I'm paying for everybody. We're going to go have this like epic, awesome vacation and go do something fucking magical. Like I would love to be able to do that for my friends if I had that kind of money. That's the first thing I would do. What's the first thing you would do? Go to space.
no, I'm good here. I like this planet.
Good.
It depends on the amount, honestly. I don't want to take up too much time. I would probably
700 mil.
get
Let's say you
that-
got that guy's.
I would
thing.
probably try and recreate that pizza from earlier. Like I would do some big stuff, but I'd have to pray on that for a minute. I
have to pray. I have to pray on it for a minute.
I'd probably get as many cheeses as I could and beat that record because I want to eat that pizza.
I
wanna
love
bite it
that
so
is what you're
bad.
like. Now that's what I'm doing. We're
I would
doing
probably
the fucking
call
pizza.
them and have them help me, and pineapple.
Yes,
I would add pineapple
yes,
to it.
yes,
Yes. Make the
I
cheese
love
pizza
it.
and do the pineapple on the side, maybe, so I still get the little piece of paper.
Dude. Okay, so that being said, so the goal 834.
34.
So
I would do 835 just to bother them.
I was wondering if you would just go one over or
little
if you
over.
would just like take it to the limit. Because then you could make a. They didn't say what size the pizza has to be. You got
True.
take it to the limit.
Or
you
use
could have a big pizza.
entire pieces of cheese and or blend them all up so it was the actual chunks of cheese instead of these little tiny.
Yes, actually, speaking of consistency, like we were talking about before, everybody gets different things, which is cool. But to get all those flavors, you're right. If you just blended it up, That way you're getting like all the flavors.
Do a half and half, so you have like blended on one side, so you get all the cheeses, and then the other side will be like each one's its own individual thing.
That's a fantastic idea. I like this. That you're like, I need to win the lottery so I can beat the
Just
fucking
this
cheese record. Oh, Roxy and me both sang at the same time.
Yes.
I'm not surprised.
Wait, there are 1,800 different cheeses in the world? I would go broke with that $700 million, probably. 1,800 times, like, say, $8 average, because I'm sure some of them are super rare.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But you know what? If you got $700 million, it's fucking fine.
It would be enough.
Cheese party.
That'd be super fun.
We used to do cheese parties when I lived in San Diego, and I loved it. Where everybody that comes to the cheese party brings 3 different kinds of cheese.
Oh.
So we have a bunch of cheeses, and then everybody brings their own cheeses, and then we have like so many cheeses. You did cheese research during the cheese days. Good job. I'm glad that you did that. That's fantastic. Good. Cheese research. It's an important job. This is why we love our mods, because they are on top of shit. Let's get some mod love. Let's give some mod love to our most fantastic mods, Dusty and Roxy, right now. I love both of you. Thank you so much. There you go. Mod love. Okay, what's next? Let's see. Oh, we got 2 squirrel stories. Now, we have talked probably many times on this podcast about the fucking squirrels with the fucking peanuts that dig through all of your fucking shit, put the peanuts in the plants and dig up all your crap. We have I have a vendetta against the squirrels digging through shit with peanuts. I like squirrels in general. I don't like them when they're digging up all of my shit. So, we have squirrel news. So I thought it was bad, them digging through my fucking plants.
Yeah.
Shit just went to the next level with this fucking guy right here. So in North Dakota, this guy, this happens every year since 2013.
Oh my
God. A fucking squirrel fills his truck with walnuts. He got 42 gallons of walnuts, which is the equivalent of 348 pounds.
What?
Yo.
348 pounds.
300 more pounds than the giant marrow vegetable that we were looking at the beginning of this thing.
Insane.
Yes. It is crazy. So it didn't just put it in the bed of the truck. Oh no. I'll play the little video. It's like all in under his hood, in his engine, the whole thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's bad.
Yep.
And they're like the whole thing too. It's not just the.
No, look at it in his engine. Oh my god. Oh my god. And he said there's some that he couldn't even get out. He could hear it like in the body of the car, and he can't get them out.
I totally have.
But he
some
knows
of those
it's
in my car.
one. You do?
Whenever I lift it open, I bought it used, and inside of the hood there's nuts. I know that I know that there's something from a squirrel, because I had seen a few of them fall out of the little holes.
Really?
Because they totally like pushed them up into there, and I had found some
funny
evidence of mice in the.
Oh no!
But to go green, they used a more natural insulation in the car. And that was really great because it uses less chemicals and stuff, but it makes it ideal bedding for rodents. And so it was the perfect place for them to like stash all their stuff too.
Man, those little bastards.
Right?
Like
I also found a Lego. Which
why does a squirrel need 348 pounds of walnuts?
What if they need it later?
Dude, you know how long it would take a squirrel to eat 348 pounds of walnuts? I'm just saying.
That
probably.
Squirrel specifically?
That squirrel, that's the one.
That's
He says he knows it's this one squirrel. It's one red squirrel. It is using it as its winter storage area, and this has literally been happening since 2013. Every year, the squirrel puts it in the fucking truck. And honestly, I feel bad for the squirrel because he thinks he's doing a real good job. Mm-hmm. You know how long of dedication that is?
2 gallons of nuts would take.
fucking squirrel, man. So that's pretty intense. So everybody watch your cars, because you never know what's gonna end up under your hood.
Scourge.
Okay, so other squirrel news. This one's a weird one.
Into the walnut business.
So the police were called because why do people call the police? I don't
understand.
understand.
A Squirrel King?
Dude, these baby squirrels in the nest, when they came out, their tails got wrapped around each other. Their tails were stuck. Oh, no. 7 squirrels. And they got so heavy when they got bigger that they fell out of the nest. And the mom squirrel didn't know what the fuck to do. She's like, oh no. So somebody called the police. Mm-hmm. Call animal. There needs to be like animal people that people think of before calling the police. Don't call the police. It's dumb. Call animal control.
There are people better suited.
Seriously, but hey, they came out. Police came out and they untangled the little tails, the little baby squirrel tails, and the mom apparently was watching because she was like, "Well, I can't do that. I don't have thumbs." So at this point, like, you got to give it a go, and it was pretty cool because they were able to release the squirrels.
That's insane. It sounds like a rat king. I think that's what they call it. It's this old story about rats, a spell that you would put over rats, and you would tie their tails together so you'd have like 7 or 8 rats that
Interesting.
and it would give them the power of thought, and they get these crazy supernatural powers.
No shit. Wow. Okay.
That's
That's interesting, but this naturally happened. Yeah, they grew so big their nest could no longer hold them, and they fell to the ground. It's sad, right? Yeah. It's super sad. But it's happy because they were able to be separated. Mm-hmm. I wonder what they were thinking, though. Like, they're like, oh, my siblings. And then they're like, what? Why are you over there?
Right? You're so far away.
The squirrel or whatever.
I don't know. Philip, the other squirrel. Why are you so far away?
Yeah, it would be weird. I wonder if they stuck together or if they were like, oh, thank God I was so tired of dealing with you for all this time. Jesus Christ. I don't know. It's these questions. It's such a rare thing.
Follow up on this. Like, what do they do now? Like, do they all still hang out?
I really genuinely want to know. I really do. That would make me happy to know the outcome of like what is happening. Like, I wish there was a video showing about what happened when they were released from each other. You know, like I don't know. I find it very
like that Falcon Nest family where they had the live stream of what was happening in a nest of these falcons on a preserve. They could do the same thing with these squirrels and just follow their lives.
Yes, or like put little tiny cameras on them, like little tiny GoPros, and then like send them out into the world. The life of a squirrel.
Yes.
I think that'd be pretty cool. I'm reading Roxy's other comment. Cody's like, I own cheese. Really? What kind? No, I own cheese. All of it. Totally.
That's what I would do. I would start my own cheese mafia to compete with the Scandinavian cheese mafia that stops us from getting their interesting cheeses.
Dude, do you want to have a cheese party tomorrow?
That'd be fun.
I got fondue.
You
want some fondue? You want cheese fondue?
There's a jerk cheese that I really like that I don't eat often enough.
Oh yeah, is it the No Woman? Yeah, it's very good. The Beechwood cheese out here. It's very, very good.
I gotta find another one. Oh, there's this 5-year Gouda from this farm up in Sammamish. I think it's called Sammamish Farm, aptly named. And it almost is a blue cheese Gouda.
Okay, you lost me at blue.
Okay, it's not actually moldy though. Okay. It's just got the aged flavor.
I like aged Gouda. I love Gouda in all forms. I like double cream Gouda. Love it. Yeah. I like smoked Gouda. I've never met a Gouda I don't like, so I will try it. Mold, I'm out.
It doesn't have any mold.
Thank God. Okay, if there's no mold,
it might give you the cheese that you need for recipes for like a blue cheese recipe that calls for that. This might be the one to do it.
Interesting. Okay, I think we're gonna have a cheese party. Anybody want to come over for a cheese party? You're welcome. You are invited.
Also, if anyone wants to buy a cheese farm, There is a cheese farm for sale.
What?
I happen to have their card.
Really?
Shameless cheese plug.
Oh, I love it. This is
Samish Bay cheese and way more. That's a pun. They spelled it way like the milk thing. They are up near Chuckanut Drive in Washington, which is the most beautiful drive I've ever taken. And they make cheeses and wheys and more, which is on the card. And they're just fantastic. They're super nice. The person there was covered. He had 2 full sleeves of produce tattoos. Like
no.
It was beautiful.
Really? That's so cool.
It was so amazing.
That's so cool.
And we spent like an hour and a half. We were there by accident. We drove by, and Corey said, "They have cheese," and slammed the car into park and just got out and walked in. And
that's totally how I roll.
Like, they had a 10-year Gouda that was a little bit too much. Like, you take a little bit of the cheese, and it's like the strongest blue cheese I've ever had. Like, it's almost one of those French cheeses that makes you, like, hurt when you eat it. And then you, like, drink some wine, you're like, I need more. Dusty, you're invited.
Yeah, Jesse, you are invited to the cheese party, sir.
to your house.
Yes, to your own house. Yeah, that's awesome. How much are they selling this cheese factory?
The 10 years. Oh, the factory or the farm is. I'm not sure. The price of housing and stuff in Washington, but it's also in a rural area, so it might be less. But it does have a working farm, and like they have a distribution deal with Whole Foods and with a bunch of other grocery stores in the area too. So
wow. That is so cool. I want to try their cheese.
It might be a reasonable, like, multi-person buy. If you and 10 friends want to own a cheese farm and just be milk-matey people.
Milkmaid.
I don't know what the like group of milkmaids who are multiple genders is pronounced now. It's too hard. That's too many parts.
Yes. Milk
folk.
Milk folk. Yes,
That'll
I
work.
like that. Milk folks. Calling all milk folks.
Yes.
I love it. That's so awesome. Oh my God, I'd be so fat if I
know, right?
had that.
Yeah, we were looking in the window, and the window had like a belly.
Okay. All right. So we've got a couple more fun things. These next two are pretty fucking funny. So in Santa Barbara County, there was a rescue mission. Firefighters were called because there was a woman clinging to the side of a cliff. This is an emergency. There's a woman clinging to the side of the cliff. Although it wasn't a woman, it was a mannequin. It was a mannequin. They filmed a movie out there, and somebody left the mannequin on the side of the cliff. I'm not sure if they did it on purpose or what.
That totally looks like someone
It
hanging
does.
on too. Like,
It absolutely
horrible.
does. And they're like, oh no, there's a woman. She doesn't have climbing gear. Jesus Christ. We need to save the day. So they were called in, and it was mannequin.
Oh my God.
So there's that. And in similar news, fantastic segue here, there was also, cops were called for another situation, which this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Also, don't call the cops, whatever. Like, you can call animal rescue, which they did. But they called because there was a tarantula stranded on a roof. It was stranded. Someone needs to get this stranded tarantula off the roof. It was a Halloween decoration spider on the roof. So the animal control comes out, and they're like, that's literally a Halloween decoration. And they were like, oh my God. So they started passing it around and putting it on people's desks and shit like that. And they're like, oh my God. And
if you put it on someone's desk, you gotta like put with the Tupperware. You gotta leave the Tupperware lid off a little bit too much.
Yeah, just to give you a spook.
Like, oh, it's fantastic. People need to be more responsible with their mannequins. Obviously, we need a PSA.
Yes, mannequins. We got spiders. Who calls there's a tarantula stranded on a roof? What the fuck?
I think the tarantula will be okay.
Dude, yeah,
Like,
it's fine.
It's a spider.
It's fine.
It's not a cat in a tree.
No, it's not. But they called, and animal rescuers are like, all right, I guess we'll go assist this tarantula on the roof.
So did
I
Animal
know, ISIS
Rescue
is so funny, right?
take a fake tarantula from someone?
Yes.
Then? Like, so that
They
means
took
that,
it down
like,
and showed the person that called, and they were like, listen, it's a fucking Halloween decoration on your
That's
roof. Amazing. First of all, never mind. Stranded. Yeah. Stranded on a roof. How could it be? How could this tarantula have got up there? It's an emergency. We need to save it. I mean, I guess I give credit to whoever was nice enough to like care about
the life of a
the
poor
life of
stranded
a tarantula,
tarantula.
you know, like I guess. But like what in the
Stranded.
fuck, dude? Stranded. Come on now. It is fucking ridiculous. Oh yeah, ISIS sighting. ISIS, you're famous. Okay, another one. We got some zebras on the loose. They broke free from a pumpkin farm. So a private company came and they set up some animals, you know, like you do during this time. It's like a little petting zoo kind of thing or whatever. And let's see if I can zoom in on this here. And these two zebras just like got out and they were just rock and rolling down the fucking road, getting all crazy. And it was a 2-hour police chase. So it wasn't just, so yeah, calling the police because whatever. Farmers and zookeepers went out to go try to get it, but they couldn't get it. So they called the fucking fuzz in to go and help catch these zebras.
Like, you're used to chasing people with stripes on?
Yeah, totally. They're like, go get them. So they did. They got them and they were not harmed. Everything was fine. But like the zebras on the loose, dude, zebras on the loose. They just booked it, and can you imagine cops being like, "Oh my god,
2 hours
seriously."
chase.
Like this is what I'm getting paid for. I'm chasing zebras. Done it. Which, you know, I guess it makes for an interesting story.
Shoot to go, boys. No, Dusty.
No. Oh, good night, Whitney.
Night.
I'm so glad you were here. It is so nice to have you in our little chat crew. Thank you for coming, and I will see you soon. Yeah, so, you know, they made it unharmed, which was good. And, okay, wait.
Zebras and they were okay?
Yeah, zebras were fine.
Did they bite anyone? I've always...
I don't think so. I think they just were running around.
I've been told by a couple of zookeepers, mostly from the internet, so I read it online. I don't know any zookeepers. If you're a zookeeper, let me know. We can be friends. I have so many questions. But one of the things was that zebras are just the meanest animals because you think like, oh, they'll be like a horse, but they just kick you and bite you, and they're like super aggressive to people for some reason.
No
just
shit.
Consistently, all the ones that I've seen were like they're the meanest.
Aware of that. That sucks. That's extra scary if you're like, I don't know, I wasn't trained for this shit.
Right. I'll
Now
work with the horse-looking thing.
Catch these fucking zebras? Like, that's crazy. I didn't know that they were kind of mean, dude.
What if they get zebra rabies? I don't know, Dusty.
That's so weird. Oh, we had 2 more stories. And a lot of times in the show, we talk about the ridiculous prices that people pay for strange items. And some of it is absolutely fucking ridiculous. A puffy Dorito went for like $20,000 or whatever. It's the craziest shit. So I honestly think this was genius marketing. Oh, hold on. Roxy's got a thing before we go further. A few years ago, an animal rights group tried to break in and release a bunch of animals at a rodeo. I don't think I need to explain why a bunch of bulls running around Las Vegas fairground is a horrible idea. That reminds me of the army of the 12 monkeys.
You have to jump on them to ride them back, but they're bucking broncos, or bulls.
What? That is not good.
Rounding them up
That's
would be a bunch
not
of bull.
good, man. Like, come on, dude. You can not agree with animals in captivity. I feel you on that. But they can't just, like, run rampant through the streets, and they don't know how to find their own food and shit like that. Like, that's not the way to do it. There's other ways. You don't just let them loose in Las Vegas, especially not good.
They'll develop a gambling problem.
And, like the drunk girls that are like, I totally rode the mechanical bull for 42 seconds. I got this.
That was a real bull. You need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
You broke your leg.
Jesus Christ, people are crazy as fuck, dude. Oh man. So
prices were paid.
Fuck, dude, that's a bummer. So yeah, talking about people spending a lot of money on things and brilliant marketing. So there were a new kind of Oreos released recently, Pokemon Oreos.
I've been really tempted, but they also have a big union strike going on, so I've been refraining from buying the Oreos.
Oh, okay.
But I have been like holding them. Pick them up like I'm going to buy them, and then I put them back.
Oh my god, that's really nice of you to like help support them.
That's like going to a cat shelter.
That's really nice. But I will say that if you happen to run across any Pokemon Oreos, it might behoove you to buy them, because the whole gotta catch them all, everybody's obsessed. Back in the day they had all the Pokemon cards, and some of them are worth like a shitload of fucking money. So what they did with these Oreos is kind of like the Halloween Oreos that have the little ghosts and shit on the back of it. They did different Pokemon characters. They did 16 classic characters. Okay, so the majority of them are going to be these classic characters, but they threw in a rare one too. The Mew. I don't know what that is, but it's the Mew, and it's worth a lot of money.
Mew is the cutest one.
It is.
It's like this knot cat that was an experiment one that they made. So this experimental Pokemon made in a tube, and it just has this long tail, and it floats in the air, and it like zaps from one place to the other.
Oh, that sounds
it's
adorable.
And it just goes mew, and then it destroys stuff, which makes it the best one.
That's fucking cool. Okay, I'm glad you could fill in the blank, because I was like, I don't know. Apparently, it's a cool rare one. Everybody, you like it, right? Everybody likes it.
It's pretty fun.
Was it a holographic Charizard?
Mew could be a holographic Charizard if it wanted to.
Your mom's a holographic Charizard. So they threw out some rare ones in there, and some of them are selling for a ridiculous amount of money. The range that they're giving on here is ridiculous. I don't think they understand how ranges work in this article, but no, it's silly. So yeah, the mythical Mew, the rarest Pokemon cookie of all, has become a hot commodity. Cool. There he goes. There's the little Mew. Oh shit!
Oh, it looks
Hold on, I'm not showing it. I'm not showing it.
Oh,
it was just for me and you, Cody. I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm gonna bring you guys in. Gee, you got a preview. Okay, here we go. Here's the Mew. Okay. So the prices are listed everywhere from $50 to $10,000 to $100,000. That would mean $50,000 to $100,000. Why are you even gonna say $10,000? Like, that's not how that works.
Maybe
but
they found those three, and they're like ranging from sort of.
Maybe because maybe there's different listings that whatever. But the point is, $50 to $100,000 for a cookie. I mean, I like cookies a lot, but there's a mint condition cookie. Yep, handled with tongs, and it's safely tucked away into a baggie. Number of the cookies have gone for as low as a few dollars, and for more than $15,000. 15,000 people are paying ridiculous amounts of money. The packs, which are like $4, are fetching prices from $20 to $1,200 for a pack of these on the internet right now.
Wait, a pack of
the cookies? Because it's like like a pack of cards or something like that.
Why
it could
you
have
just
a magical
buy
thing
them
in
the
it.
store? Why
Maybe they're out. If they're out, I don't know. Maybe they're like running low.
Winco has them. I know, because I didn't buy them the other day, and I regret it now. Because
you could have had a Mew. You know what? It makes me think of like the.
Now I have to spend $15,000 on a cookie, or I'll never have it.
I know. Well, you think about Veruca Salt And in the movie, like the factory where they're trying to find the golden tickets, like I could see people ordering like boxes, cases of these, looking for the one Mew.
Someone absolutely has.
They had to, right? Like they have
benefit
to.
though is that they get to enjoy the cookies.
Yes, there's a lot of good cookies left over, so like it's fine. But I'm just saying, I feel like that's so like wasteful and ridiculous.
It is no puffy Dorito.
Oh my god!
Dusty.
Yeah, the puffy Dorito for $20,000. Oh my fucking god! What the hell?
How puffy was it? A very puffy burrito? Sorry, I
was.
always assume things.
It was puffy, but it was in a bag that was not supposed to have puffy ones, and they made a lot of money off of it. And then Doritos was like, "Hey, thanks a lot for like marketing for us. Essentially, we're gonna give you like $10,000 or whatever." It was like some ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Doritos, if you're watching. We also accept giant bags of Doritos or $10,000.
Yes. We'll take it. We'll take it. Honestly, if there's any anomalous shit, save it. Somebody did a chicken nugget. I don't remember how much it was. We covered it on the show before. It was a chicken nugget that was in the shape of some video game thing.
What?
There was like a video game shape. It was a chicken fucking nugget from McDonald's, and it went for like thousands of dollars.
I need to just start manufacturing weird shaped things.
Yeah. It is absolutely fucking ridiculous. So if there's weird things, save them. People were selling the big chunks of flavor that's in the Dorito bags too. Like they get like a big like hunk of flavor. People are selling those on the internet. You can sell anything.
So I can just buy like a Dorito lick?
Yes. For like $12,000 or whatever.
Oh, well, that's way too much.
Whatever. Like it's crazy.
Doritos, if you're watching,
Among
I
Us.
will buy...
Thank you, Roxy.
Oh, really?
Yes. It was just like.
Oh, that'd be neat. And it's kind of like shaped like a little guy.
Yeah.
It's like they're like fairly crudely drawn little spacemen that run around.
That's exactly what it was, and it was just a fucking nugget. And I don't remember how much it was because it was a few months back that we covered it, but it was like an excessive amount of money for a fucking chicken nugget, dude. And it's so funny because now every time I eat chicken nuggets, I'm like, ooh, before I eat it, I'm like, what, do you look like something? Is Jesus' face in there, like
my buddy. Nuggy was sus. Among Nug.
It's fucking ridiculous.
This nugget looks like a wheat nugget, so I'm eating both.
It's fucking crazy what people are willing to spend money on right now. Like, there's like starving children and like homeless people and like all these terrible things happening, and people are spending like $25,000 on a chicken fucking nugget, man. I mean, I guess it's your money, you can do what you want, but it's stupid.
I think that's too much. But when you said that I could just buy a chunk of the flavor of Doritos,
that made you want it. Huh?
I would have paid like $4. I think
about
that's
7?
Still pretty. Like 4 is kind of my cutoff because I don't want it that bad, but I do want to just taste a Dorito sometimes. And if I could have like, speaking of Willy Wonka, the everlasting gobstopper, if I could have
Dorito.
that, but of a Dorito. Or like, you're on a diet or something, you're like, I need
the flavor.
Sweet. And you just like rub that onto something that's good for you. Yes. So you can have like your healthy thing.
Yes, I like that.
It'd be like Dorito chalk.
I like that, yes.
Doritos, if you're listening, that was my idea.
Yes. Please credit Cody with that for sure, dude. Oh, okay, last story of the night. Speaking of things going for crazy amounts of money, a pair of Michael Jordan's shoes are going up for auction. He wore them one time in 1984. Wow. During his rookie season. So they're old school as fuck. It was before the Air Jordans. Really cool. They're called Air Ships. Airships. And they're expecting that it's going to go up to about $1.5 million. I don't know how they got that, but they think it's going to be about $1.5 million. And there was a pair of shoes that he did wear in the past that, what was it? I think it's in here somewhere. That said, so another pair of the Air Jordans sold for $615,000 that he wore in 1985.
I mean, were they cool looking?
I mean,
Were they
I
either
guess
very
it
clean or
depends on
very
who
dirty?
thinks they're cool. Just
I mean,
because
those ones
Michael
are neat.
Jordan wore them
I would-
in a game.
I don't like the tongue. I probably wouldn't wear those. I mean, you wouldn't because they're like one of a kind. But no one cares if I wear shoes.
Unless I had the pump.
Yeah, I almost got some. Goodwill wanted $54 for shoes the other day, and I was not about to pay
Goodwill?
that to Goodwill. And
What were
they were like early '90s pump up shoes, but they were in acid green and bright pink. It's like I need these.
Oh, man. Were they in your
high
size?
tops? They were my size.
No.
And they did pump up.
You
and
want
the pump up still works.
Would you like a hot tip?
Yes.
You go find a pair of shoes that's $4.99. You take that motherfucking tag. You put that tag on the shoes. You take the $54 off. You stick it on fucking the bottom of the shelf. $4.99 shoes. Nobody questions
A lot of them put the sticker through it. This one had like a security tag on it.
Motherfuckers.
It was so sad. I put on shoes from Goodwill, which is not something I recommend for the healthier feet, and just like wore them around like these fit. I have to like switch out the insole, but I want them, and they're in great shape.
That sucks. That's expensive.
Hot
though.
tip.
But you know what? $54.
The secret ingredient is crime.
But it's not quite stealing. It's manipulating the system for your benefit.
I did work for Goodwill, and I might get some hate for talking smack about Goodwill, which I'm willing to stand up against. But they definitely took advantage of people when they were doing the training. And it was just kind of dreadful because they would do training where they teach you how to use the point of sale system, which is their job. And then they would pay them like less than minimum wage because they were part of a training program. And they were taking advantage of a lot of people coming from other countries or who had not been able to find work before or were having trouble finding work.
Sucks. So what you're saying is it's messed up, so sometimes you got to do a little stealing to even the playing field.
I just think that it's an ethically gray area.
Yes.
Agreed. I'm willing to, like, when I work there, it's like, no, if you're going to steal from someone, steal from Walmart. I still say steal from Walmart. Always. But
yeah, you never steal from a person. You never, ever, ever steal from a small business or anything like that. Never. A big corporate fucking giant asshole. Mm-hmm. Are they going to know the difference? Like, honestly, somebody donated those shoes. They didn't pay for those shoes. Somebody donated those shoes. They just put a $54 price tag on it because they knew they could. So it's not like it's taking money out of anybody's fucking pocket that they like paid and now they're like in the red because you did this thing. It's like you're just making it work.
And they're just used shoes. So if you get a chance, steal those Air Jordans or Nike Airships.
Yes, the airships. Yeah, it's crazy. So if anybody cares enough to participate in an auction,
or
I mean, go to town. That's fine. You can if you want to on Friday. So
I mean, it's kind of amazing. They're in good shape. It makes sense. They've only been worn probably twice. I assume that the last owner wore them because I'm not about to buy shoes I don't put on.
Yeah, well, this one said that he'd worn them once in one in the rookie season for one game. That's like, why would you only wear a pair of shoes for one? Why would you not wear them?
They do that a lot. Like they'll one thing that some of the sport players will do is they'll wear their shoes one time so they're legitimate, and then they'll auction them off for charity.
Oh, okay,
and there's
that's nice.
collectors
I like
that think that make it a specific, like there's always collectors that have specific reasons that they want the thing, and I don't really get it, but I know that exists.
No, that does make sense if you're a celebrity and you can use something one time and then be able to like turn that into a profit for the benefit of somebody in need. I totally do support
that's super
that.
Cool.
But I would feel like I would want a pair of shoes that's like, it's my shoes, you know, that I'm wearing if I'm a basketball player. Like, it's important, you know. I'd want to like make them my own rather than have a brand new pair every time. Like, you got to break that shit in.
Right? I guess you just get used to it.
I guess.
Dusty, that's exactly what you should say to police.
Yeah, it's totally cool. My podcast said it's totally fine.
When you should call to, or when you do have to talk to police, always say as much as possible. Say that phrase. And
100%
this is all legally actionable.
Yes.
Everything on this show is either satire or is being read from news sites.
Yes.
I think that's a safe disclaimer for the last 20 minutes.
Yes, please do not listen to anything that I say.
Do you have a legal team?
The
What's
thoughts
the
and
legal
feelings
team?
of the host is their own, and Inspired by Mystery Podcast does not condone any criminal activities. Thank
There we
you.
go.
You're the best mod ever because
Thank you,
now we're
Roxy.
safe. Now we're totally safe.
Now we can say anything we want.
Yeah, we can say anything.
I've got the codes to the thing that would... nuclear. I don't know.
At least you didn't say nuclear.
I always leave out the silent U.
Yeah. We don't need none of that. No, that's so funny. That's so funny. Yes, cool. Well, I think we covered a lot of very fun ground today. What was your favorite story?
My favorite was not just that was so many cheeses. It's that they went deep dish with it. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I love cheese.
I love
have
that.
eaten
Was your
probably
favorite.
300 types of cheese, and now I know those are rookie numbers.
Now you gotta step up the game.
I gotta.
Oh, what's your favorite cheese? I know that's probably a hard question, but like you can give me like top 3 or something like that.
I'll
What's
do
your
the
go-to?
most recent favorite, which was a sweet. Oh, I kind of want to go wake up Corey. I can't remember what it was. It was this sweet spreadable cheese. It was like a honey goat cheese, and so the honey kicked off the like it was still tart, but then it had the sweetness to it to balance it out. And it was on this kind of bland cracker, so it was just the cheese and crunch.
I fucking love the honey goat cheese, and I take that to the next level. A lot of times I will get the log of honey goat cheese, and I will drizzle honey on top and crushed pistachios on the top of it.
I also like
and that's how I'll
a
eat
goat
it.
cheese with like a fruit jam or like some kind
Yes,
of spread on
yes.
it.
Actually, I have fig jam in the fridge right now and sour cherry spread and stuff like that, and I love doing it with the goat cheese and then the sweet jams of some sort. I love that too. That's definitely
high on the list.
some of my, yes, I love goat cheese. It's so fucking good. I feel you. Sartori. I love the Sartori cheeses.
Which ones are the Sartori cheeses?
It's the brand, and they have it at most grocery stores at this point. I almost said gas stations. They don't have
Most
gas
gas
stations.
stations.
But they have
only
they
buy
have
the
all the
best cheese
different
from gas
flavors. They've got like the Merlot is my favorite. I love that it's like soaked in Merlot. And then they've got espresso kind, and they have like a rosemary. They have all these different flavors. But I don't know what the base cheese itself is, but it's super sharp. And it's kind of crumbly. It's not like a real creamy cheese. It's more crumbly. And there's like little salt crystals in it. So you get little like crunches. It's my fucking favorite kind of cheese. And I don't even know what the actual base of the cheese is. And I want to know.
Good.
It's so
Probably
fucking
milk.
good. Oh my God. But no, like what is it called? Like what is the cheese? Because the Sartori is the brand. And it'll be like Merlot soaked.
Merlot cheese.
And I'm like, but what is it? Tomorrow for our cheese party.
We should try some.
I got you. I
totally
got
wanna
you.
try that.
Oh my God, it's so fucking good. It's not Dusty's favorite. He likes, you know, like blue cheese, and he likes a lot of cheese, but for some reason, like, it's too sharp for him or something, which is good because that means more for me. I don't have to fight over the cheese.
Fair.
Yes.
Battle for cheese.
And in the fridge right now, I have a cranberry white cheddar.
Ooh,
And it's
that sounds
good.
really good.
Yep. And Baby Bell makes white cheddar Baby Bells.
Really?
I did not know that. I thought they were
never
only
thought
the
to
red
do
ones at Costco. They have they're black in a black package.
Nice.
The
Goth
red,
cheese.
the wax is still red, but the outside is black, and it's white cheddar. They're in the fridge right now. You could totally have one.
I might.
You're
I
good.
want goth cheese. I want like
Yes.
the cheese that looks like it's standing outside smoking a clothes cigarette.
Yes, I'll take it. Actually, the closest thing to goth cheese, well, I guess it was just like Bizarro cheese. I was in Amsterdam with actually my friend Delia, who I interviewed last week. And we were at, I don't know, I was walking around the streets, and there was like different like street vendors, you know, as you do in Amsterdam. And there was this cheese counter. And we're like, oh, sweet, let's go get some cheese. Like, we're just walking around the street. We'll eat some cheese. There was a literal blue cheese. It was not blue cheese. It was not moldy. It was not a stinky cheese. It was essentially what I would compare to maybe like a Havarti type of consistency, like a creamy white cheese. And it had, I believe, lavender buds in it. But it was blue. I'm going to see if I can find like a color to show you what, like vibrant. It was more vibrant than that. It was like this color blue, maybe?
Oh,
like,
wow.
It was like
bright
blue. And we were like, what the fuck is going on with this blue ass cheese? And the guy that sold us the cheese was making jokes and he was being totally ridiculous. And it was an entertaining experience. But we walked away with this big ass block of this bright blue cheese. And I'm like, I can't even wait for us to like get back to where we're going. Like, we're going to eat this cheese on the corner. And we're standing there and we open it up and we're like, this is like the best fucking cheese. It was so awesome. And we just stood there with it like in plastic wrap and we're just like and like passing it around like, hit this, man. I'm like, puff pass, pass the cheese around, dude. It was so fucking good. And to this day, I'm not even sure exactly what it was. I don't know if it was just like one little place around there made this magical blue cheese and that's just like their jam. I don't know if I'll ever find it again, but I hope so because it was so good and I still think about it. Sometimes photos pop up on my memories, and I'm like, the blue cheese. It's the blue cheese. It's so good.
That's really similar to my. I also have a cheese. I have like a strong memory attached to. Oh, it was lavender.
Yep.
Lavender Havarti?
Lavender. Yeah, I don't know what the base was. Yeah, I remember the lavender was in it, but it seemed. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. But the base of the cheese, yeah, I think it was somewhere in the Havarti realm, like just creamy white cheese.
Creamy, crumbly, and like delicious.
So good.
You want to hit this block, man?
Yeah, dude. Actually, a guy zoomed around the corner and like kind of came up on the sidewalk and like almost hit us because we were like so into the cheese we weren't like paying attention. But technically, we were not in the road. But this guy like cut it too close and we were like, Jesus Christ, like, okay, somebody needs to be on alert while we just like shove our faces in the cheese on the side of the road in Amsterdam right now. So what cheese were you talking about?
Camembert. Camembert, we had it from the Camembert region, which always makes me feel really bougie.
Yes.
And we were like staying in this little hostel that had moved us to a private room because they had accidentally gotten their version of Boy Scouts into the hostel that we were staying in. And so they put us up in their like private rooms, which was great.
Cool.
It was like Corey and I. And we had just been talking to someone and said, no, you must have Camembert, which sounds like I'm making an insensitive reference to how he sounded, but he sounded just like that.
Okay.
And it was amazing. And so we got this cheese. And when we got it, they put it in a paper bag and then in like 2 plastic bags and tied it closed and then put that in a plastic bag and handed it to us. And we go back to the hotel and we saw that there was a sign that said no Camembert.
No way, really?
Yeah, like it's
so it's kind of like the durian, like no durian because it smells so fucking bad. No, they specifically called out that one cheese.
Yeah. And we like snuck it in. And put it in the bathroom with a fan on. Well, Corey did. And then I walked in after she had put the cheese in there with the fan on. And I walked back out and said, Corey, are you feeling okay? Like it's bad. Like are you okay? Like, no, that's the cheese.
Why didn't you guys just go outside
We
and eat
did.
the cheese out?
So
You ended up having to
we smuggled the cheese out. And I had to throw that jacket away. And we go to this park.
Throw the
and
jacket away.
It's magical. We're on this river. On this little river walk, and there's people jogging and people with their dogs, and there's a castle across the way, and
Oh
it's
my
this
God, that sounds
castle that's like
amazing.
guarding the river entrance. There's like a little guardhouse on the other side. It's so cool. And we're enjoying it. We've got our wine and our cheese and some crackers. And we open it up, and we both almost got up and ran away. Like it was terrible. It was the worst, like strongest smell I had ever smelled. Like, okay. And our friend Tristan, who we had met, who had told us about it, and he said, you must have the cheese. And you're like, oh, I must have the cheese. And you put it, you're like, oh, it's so bad. And he's like, oh, I must have the wine. And you take the wine and you drink it. You're like, oh. And when we met him, we had been like drinking Rip jacket. Yes, I missed that jacket. we were like, okay, he's being a little dramatic. He's like trashed on Prosecco because we were at the time, and we got the cheese. We opened it up. We're like, I have to try it. I like smelled it. It's like, I'm gonna put this in my mouth. Like,
Oh, it sounds hideous.
I put it in my mouth, and it's like the creamiest Gouda I've ever had. Like, it's almost a runny Gouda, and it's just perfect. It's so good.
You
It's
really?
so
You loved
sweet,
it?
and it was wonderful. Yes, like as soon as it's in my mouth, it's like, okay, I love this. I want more of this. Like,
Really?
and then you like swallow it, and then you realize that your mouth smells like this horrible
Oh,
cheese.
no.
Like, oh, I must have the wine. Like, drink the wine, and it like clears out the smell. It's like, oh, this is just a perfect combination.
So that's how you got to do it.
Yeah,
You got to
you
do the
just-
cheese and then
you
the
have
wine.
the cheese, and you put it on the cracker, and then you try that, and you're like, oh, this is so good.
It
And
was
then
that
you have this,
smelly.
like, we had a cab, and it was just a perfect wine for it. And yeah, it stank. It stank so bad. I'm not even done with the stink. We had a dog run up to us that was off leash that this person was walking, and like ran up to us and looked at us, like sniffed us, like, and then ran away. And the guy's like in this tweed jacket and cute little tweed hat, and it's like walking along, and he like looks at us like we had kicked his dog. It's like, oh, okay, I guess like he just didn't like how we treated his dog. And this group of joggers ran by, and they kind of gave us this dirty look. I'm like, geez, I know we're Americans, but we like are quiet. Like, we're just trying to enjoy this. Like, are we not supposed to have the wine out?
No, you had like
And
a cloud of stink around you.
The joggers did their loop, and they came back around, and one of them went, as they were coming by, said, Camembert? We... And the entire group started laughing.
Shut up. So
it stank so bad.
Is it one of those things where they tell people that come there to do it, like, oh, you have to do it because they know that it's like really bad? Is it like
I'm not
hazing?
Sure. Well, Tristan was really into it. He's like, yeah, you have to try this, and you have to try Calvados, which is an apple brandy that's really good. And like I had other really good things with similar recommendations, and they've either been the best thing I've ever had in my life or Malort, which is this liqueur from Chicago that people buy tourists there to harm them and do irreparable damage to their mouths. And it's also hilarious, so you instantly become friends with whoever buys you like the shot of Malort. So I assumed it was either something like that or was just really good and had this stink that you had to work your way through.
I give you a lot of credit because I could not.
You can't judge a cheese just by its stink. It was so good.
That's
rough, Roxy
dude.
knows. I've got a bottle. It's real good if you want to try it. The first time I had Malort, I described it as taking iodized salt and pouring it into an ashtray of only used Marlboro Reds, and then pouring some like condensed anise onto it, and then like a little sprig of orange peel, and that's what it tastes like.
Ew.
It's dreadful. It is.
Oh.
It's because it's bitters. Like, it's meant to be put with other stuff, but it is the worst.
Ew.
Yeah, that's how you have it. You have it on while you're in Chicago, and someone gives it to you because you never buy it. Because why would you? And you do this shot, and you're thinking it's gonna be like a Jaeger shot, and then it's like a Jaeger shot if it had been blended in just these horrible flavors.
Oh,
it's the worst.
Why do they even make it? Do
Because
people
it's
actually
funny.
like it?
There are a couple of people that use it as a bitters, and so they'll use it like in
Okay.
part of a cocktail.
Sure, so you're
'cause
just gonna add
it has
it
a reason.
in a little bit, as opposed to just drinking the entire thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the worst.
Goodness, that sounds.
Having the aftertaste of already having thrown up. Yeah, like if you drank nothing but like absinthe, orange juice, and Jaeger, and then threw it up, that kind of would get you there.
Goodness.
It was the worst.
That sucks, man. That sucks.
But you definitely should try the cheese. It's amazing. It's also illegal in this country because it has active yeast in it, so you can't transported across the country.
Oh, weird. Well, I guess if it smells that bad too, if they're putting up signs in places like no.
Can you imagine that's the special truck we have just to transport this one stinky cheese?
Yeah, no. Like durian. I mean, there's a lot of places where they're like, you cannot have durian in a truck that has an open top in case there's an accident.
What? Oh, because it's so spiky and big?
No, because it smells so fucking rank and so bad. Have you ever smelled it?
Mm-mm.
It is known throughout that whole region of Southeast Asia that it is like one of the most rank smells you will ever smell in your life. It's so fucking hideous. And somebody that was one of my employees at the pizza shop, she brought it in one time. She's like, I know it smells really bad, but it tastes really good. You guys should try it. And I was like, you need to, get that out of this restaurant. This restaurant smells disgusting. And you are not allowed to bring it into this restaurant ever again.
That's amazing.
You can eat it all you want out there. But like, no go.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, okay, fine, whatever. And I don't know, the next week or something, I go into work and we had like one of those little beer coolers right behind me for bottled beer. And somebody ordered a beer at the beginning of my shift. And I opened the thing and I grab a beer out and I was just kind of like, fuck is that, dude? Like, what the fuck? And then somebody opened the walk-in, which was connected to this cooler. So when you close the walk-in door, it kind of like puffs the door just a little bit. And I got a puff. And I was like,
no.
It's the fucking durian. What the fuck? Like, I know exactly what it is. And it was at the bottom of the cooler and it was like wrapped up in plastic wrap. But I could fucking smell it. And I was like, Kat, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I told you not to bring this in. She's like, it was wrapped up. You did not smell it. And I'm like, that's how I found it. Like, I found it because I smelled it and it
I was
puffed
a mile
out
away and I followed it.
at the customers. Like, I'm standing right there. Customer's standing right in front of me. Like, yo, I'm serious. You can't have it. And this is before I knew that they have, like, no durian signs, like, in Thailand and shit like that in places. Like, you are not allowed. I know, like, I should have ordered a fucking sign. So I was like, this is, like, seriously not good. But there are regulations on the transport of them for that same kind of reason because it's so fucking offensive and so abrasive that if there was a auto accident and the truck spilled over and these durians broke, it would be like an emergency.
That's amazing.
So I'm only imagining how bad this cheese is in comparison to this horrid rank. And she's like, it really does taste good. And I'm like, I'm literally not putting that in my mouth. I'm not doing it.
I mean, I would totally try it. I wouldn't let it in where I was.
Fair. Dusty actually got to try the fermented shark, the Icelandic fermented shark. One of his coworkers went to Iceland and brought it back with him, and he came to work the next day, and he was like, okay, this is really bad. We're going to meet in the meeting room at this time. Anybody that wants to try it. If you don't want to try it, stay away. But, like, if you want to try it, I brought it back to share. And he said it was so fucking bad that the guy was like, okay, listen, everybody get your toothpick in your hand. When I open this, you have to, as quickly as possible, grab it out and put it in your mouth. And Dusty's like, okay. Everyone's like, all right, we're ready. And he opened it up, and it was like, he said it was so fucking bad that people from other parts of the office were like, what the fuck is that? He said it was so bad. And when we went to Iceland, I saw it. And it was in like a sealed container, but I fucking saw it, and I was like, no fucking way. Like, I don't care, rite of passage. I'm in Iceland. I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not doing it. I cannot. I have a really, like, sensitive gag reflex. And, like, I have a very sensitive stomach. So things could go wrong very quickly for me. Smells can just instantly. Bleh. So I was like, yo, I don't need to be good doing this.
Go into the jar and you're like, bah.
Yeah, I know. Because it's like ammonia, apparently. It's like the sharks, they don't fucking pee. So it's like ammonia filled, and then it's like fermented, which just makes it extra fucking gross. Like, I don't need to eat that. Why do I need to eat that? Back in the day when they didn't have refrigeration, that's fine.
Because we can.
I'm not doing it. I can't do it. So those are probably the three things that I've heard of that are the most offensive smells: is the durian, the fermented shark, and the camembert.
Oh, camembert is so good. I would try the other two. And I want to know, like, what's up with the shark.
I'm proud of you.
If I can offend a bunch of joggers with a cheese, I can try shark.
Yes. You're so brave. You're so fucking brave.
I'm not overcoming a fear, so it's not really bravery. It's just like a lack of a willful lack of care for my own body's safety when it comes to food. Like, well, other people lived. Let's see.
No, and you know what? The fact that you're willing to go out on a limb and try something so unique and so different, knowing that you might not like it, but just to know and to have that experience, like that a lot of people couldn't even make it to that point. So I could give you a lot of credit. That's pretty awesome. I
appreciate it.
I want to be able to be that adventurous, but there's just some lines where it's just like,
well, and there's no reason to throw up in your own mouth when you're trying to eat a food.
Yes. I mean, if you had to throw your jacket away in the trash, that's too much. That's too smelly.
That's fair. That may have been a road too far.
Yeah, that's not good, man. Not good. I can't do it. Can't do it, Captain. But good. Cheese talk. We're going to have a cheese party tomorrow, and it's going to be fucking fantastic. It's going to be great.
That sounds fun. I have to come up with cheeses you haven't tried yet.
Yes. Oh my God, we'll do it. It'll be so fun. Well, good. I just want to thank everybody who has been in the chat all night and some of our new people who came over from the raid, the Hoss raid. That was fucking awesome. I'm really glad to have all of you guys. So just so you guys know, for future reference, Mondays, we do the weird news. Wednesdays, we do interviews with various people on various different subjects. And I'm really hoping that you guys are still going to be here Wednesday because I want to interview you and Corey as well.
That'd be super fun.
I mean, this guy's a literal rocket scientist.
Well, I do science at it.
Well, you're doing science and you're building rockets. You helped build Blue Origin rocket.
I can't confirm or deny that I shoot lasers at metal.
Yes, so I really want to hear more about that. So if you guys are interested and you want to hear more about it, please come by on Wednesday. It's the same time. We start at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, and we go for as long as people are willing to talk and as long as people are willing to listen. And
come with questions about museums. Corey builds and up until very recently was rebuilding a museum and has a ton of information and weird stories about like small town collection centers and historic societies.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk to her about this stuff.
It's so cool.
Yeah, she's like, she handles some of these artifacts that are just so fantastic. I'm so excited to hear like what she's got to say about all that too. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun. You can stay up later, so I know we'll get her on first, and then you'll be the night warrior with me. Yes. Yeah, Wednesday's gonna be good. It's gonna be great.
Thank you all for having me on.
Oh yeah, Chris says cheese party. I'm in. Chris, you are invited. Please join us for the cheese party. Hop on a flight tonight. Come on out.
Get here. Get your COVID test and jump.
It's only like a 2-hour flight. It's fucking perfect. How could you afford not to? I'm like the person that will buy a flight 8 hours before I get on it. Like, that's me. I'm like, come on, everybody.
I gotta go right now.
Come on, cheese party. It's okay that you missed the raid. It's fine. There will be more. But speaking of raids, Roxy
raiding?
is the raid captain, and I think Fetchbug is still on. Actually, let's see. Let's see if little Fetchy is on there. Yes, she's still on. We should raid Fetch. Fetchbug is super sweet. She does a podcast as well. She focuses on a lot of true crime. She's in mortuary school and she loves true crime, so she tells true crime stories. And this month of October, she's been doing cosplay horror makeup. So each stream, she's doing like a different horror makeup thing.
There's I have a little side note about that. One time I went to college for technical theater, and part of our makeup unit was going through mortuary pictures to look for different stages of bruisings and like looking for medical information on how bruises work and how lacerations and stuff. So you can actually see like a lot of people really into makeup will study that because it helps them make better gore and better horror stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Fucking cool, dude. Hell
we had some really weird Google searches that month.
I bet. Dude, you're like flagged by the
November.
Oh, Roxy, that's true. If you didn't have the stream and RJ's birthday, it's cool. It's RJ's birthday. But yeah, that's true. You have a stream. You have like a job to do. But we'll pop in tomorrow and check out your awesome stream. And I'll make sure to show Corey and Cody your amazing music, which is so fun. You're going to get to see Roxy sing tomorrow and Chris play on the bass, and Chris sings too. And it's fun. It's actually the full band on Tuesdays.
Oh, cool.
So you got Randall on guitar, and then her brother just joined. Her dad has been playing drums for their project for like 10 years, and he just passed the sticks to his son, RJ, who is now going to be the drummer for the Rox Again project.
That's cool.
So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We're keeping it in the family. It's really cool. So I'll have to check that out.
Like wizards, you pass the drumsticks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Passing the sticks. So yeah, we'll definitely pop in at some point tomorrow. I'll check that out. But great. This was so fun, and I'm so grateful for all of you. And Murdered Monk, I really hope that you come back. Now you have a subscription. You've been gifted a subscription, and that's so cool. And I hope that you come back and hang out with us, because it was very nice having you. It was great. So glad you found us. Come back again. And now we're gonna go raid Fetch. And if you guys don't know about Fetch, please make sure to check her out, because she's really, really cool. She's really just like as a person, like I don't know her personally, but like you feel like you get to know her through her streams. And she's really fucking cool. And when she goes off on her true crime stuff, like it's very, very interesting, and she's just really, really fun. So make sure to give her a follow. She rocks. So let's do it, Roxy. Let's do it. Also, before we go, mod love. Thank you to my most fantastic mods, Roxy and Dusty. I appreciate you guys and your support, and you holding down the chat, keeping the shenanigans to a minimum. I mean, there's no shenanigans, but if there was,
if we were shenaniganing,
you would lay the fucking hammer down. No, you would. No, I appreciate you guys so much. And Dusty, you will be back next Monday as my co-host, if you like. So, all right, we're doing it. Okay. See you guys soon. Thank you for everything. And it was so nice having Cody. This was so fun. And you guys will get to know more about him on Wednesday. Woo! Yeah. All right. Peace out, bitches. That's how you gotta sign off, you know? You gotta do it from the heart.
You gotta have the
Sometimes
tagline.
Bitches just fucking comes from the soul.
That should be the subline.
Bitches come from the soul. We make a song about it. It's great. Offline. Oh, what?
Mine switched over.